Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcastic, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcastic, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with a growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcastic is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with podcasting. Visit our website at www.podcasticlife.com to get started. Podcastic, the home for indie podcasts and content creators.
I pray that my love for you is bigger than what my parents have.
So you must be my daughter's new friend?
Candy, let me ask you a question.
Oh, so this him? This the man that comforts you more than me?
Mama, all men ain't like daddy.
That's not fair! Rise and grind, wanna show at 9:15 a.m. Monday through Friday, great conversation, guest appearances, 'cause you experience us on the cusp of blowing up. Boom! Wake up, wake up.
Oh, yep, you already know what time it is, y'all. Welcome to the ride. It's up now, sound like a radio person. Welcome to the ride. That would go from the old white dope heads. They was all dope. Now, hey, welcome to the Ride Drive Morning Show, dude. Welcome to the Ride Drive Morning Show, y'all. We do this every Monday through Friday. We had a squad with us today, of course. I call it D Squad because we be on that D stuff. Gang. So today is a good day. I didn't have no gas station chronicles. Well, I'm gonna tell you why. I filled up.
It was too cold.
No, I filled up. I filled up yesterday.
Oh my God, he filled up the tank.
That's what's up. No more $15, $20,
Okay.
huh?
No, that's how much it costs to fill my little ass car.
Oh, no, that is a flex. Don't let nobody tell you different.
No, it's $36. I went to the Arabic neighborhood. I'm sorry if y'all don't think you go to Dearborn, you get cheaper gas. Trust me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
if you want to east, just go east.
No, it's $3 and 3.199.
You're gonna spend that amount in the gas that it's gonna take
You
to
will
your
not.
car.
You will not. I promise. You know what? I used to feel like that too, Shani. I'm not gonna lie. Sharice like miles that don't make no sense. You can go 15 to 18 miles per gallon. So if you just go ahead and fill your car up, you win.
Yeah,
I was
or
like,
if you
damn.
treat your half mark as empty, you'll always have gas.
Well, that's not me. I tried that shit for like 2 months. It didn't last. That shit was out. Well, at the 2 month mark, I was like, man, I don't even got this right now. So I'm not gonna eat or I'm gonna put gas in this car. I'm gonna eat. So we know two rich people who don't have to worry about that. Is B Todd and Brittany don't have to never worry about that.
I received, thank you.
Definitely.
I received that, thank you.
The perfect,
You trying to make it seem like that was a bad thing.
I never said no received.
No, I know,
that.
but I'm saying I received it.
I mean the perfect gentleman and the perfect Miss Perfect. Y'all both got perfect in your name. Shout out B Todd in the building.
Yo,
Brittany
what's
Chanel
going on?
in the building.
Top of the top, ladies and gentlemen.
We here, we made it.
Yeah.
My mate.
Miles tried to kill us.
What the hell?
Because I felt you sniffing yesterday through the...
Oh, that wasn't just me.
That was
everybody. I know.
That was ridiculous.
I called Shani. I said,
"What y'all doing?
What's going on?"
Y'all right?
Because I called Shani. I said, "I feel like someone's trying to attack me."
No, she did tell me the
I
day
felt
before.
attacked.
Did you?
The day before, like what was it? Monday, right?
Monday.
When we talked Monday.
Yeah.
I said I feel attacked. Something's coming on,
And then boom,
it
came.
I took medicine.
Somebody's phone or something turned up.
It's got to be either Shani or Brittany.
It's not mine. It's not mine.
I think
It
it's
might be
you.
your laptop, Miles.
It might be your laptop.
Oh my God!
Listen. So it was Monday, and I said I'm feeling attacked, Shani. I took medicine,
And
And then
mine.
yesterday I heard y'all.
It was Shandy.
It got me Shandy.
No, my phone in my pocket.
It's not mine.
Anytime Britt says something, I take heed. Listen, y'all do what y'all want.
It's like I'm feeling attacked.
Y'all do what y'all want. The information
feeling
that she
attacked.
gives, but
I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday I felt very attacked.
I was attacked.
And look, and then it's
I was
funny.
like,
Everybody,
Lord.
and look, Kevin had to leave. So it don't feel good. Like, man, you don't get your
Well,
big ass out of here.
When you text me this morning, and then she texted me this morning, I said, "Oh,
Wait a minute.
oh, wait a minute."
are you seeing with Shani? Miles?
I saw
Okay.
Shani and Miles. I was like,
Hold
on
on.
a minute."
Should I lay back
And
down?
then it wasn't nothing what I thought. I was like, okay, cool. But I've been fighting.
Well, keep on fighting.
Cause you know I
Fight that good fight.
refused. I refused to come out. I refused.
You too young to know that. You know what that is, Ty, don't you?
Who?
I refuse to lose. Public Enemy.
Don't ask Shani because
That's what I said. No,
Public
nobody
Enemy.
know that.
For the love of the living, the left. Anyway.
Okay.
LL Cool J. So
Yeah,
and listen,
no.
I'm about to ask y'all a question off the script though, for real. Do you feel like older people is getting better in hip hop than the younger people?
Yes.
Why? Because Will Smith made the album.
Oh, not only just Will.
No, not even Will.
Will killing them. Honestly, tell you the truth.
Who the old person that made the album? Who
Shit, a lot of them.
else made one?
Didn't Method Man just drop something?
Red Man,
Yeah.
Method
Oh, they all
Man.
dropped something?
Yeah.
What?
That's
Yeah.
because they originators.
Well,
not really, but-
I mean, and then
but really.
LL Cool J with that Eminem. Oh, he murdered that.
I just don't want it.
You didn't like it?
I know it's not that I didn't like it. I'm just not a LL fan. Like
I've
that.
been a fan since LL.
Yeah,
Came.
like-
He was the only thing we younger
Look
people.
at them lips. That's from a movie. That's from a movie.
Well,
You is bad.
She's like, get with
That
it.
had to do with
Bad. She
very-
like it. Look at them lips. Oh, and if the stuff don't work out with you better call me. I love that movie.
Shout out to Babs. That was one of my favorite movies
That
when I
was
seen
like
it.
a hilarious movie.
I think that was Halle Berry at
She
her
was
best.
LL, ring my bell.
That was funny.
But yeah, I do think the older heads are doing better at hip hop than the younger generation because they take it more serious.
Serious.
You know what I'm saying? The younger generation, for whatever reason, they think
It's a
they
joke.
sliding on their ops and selling drugs is or
Yeah.
using
But
them
who told
or
them
using
that,
them
though? Like, it
or
came from
using them. I
somebody.
say that or using them is the way to go with every song. Meanwhile, the older heads is like, nah, we gonna be versatile. We gonna talk about different things.
Very
We gonna
true.
talk about things that matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not things that's gonna keep destroying us.
Yeah.
But then
I
these
feel like-
songs are about 2 minutes or so now versus
Oh, yeah, yeah.
about
5,
4,
20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the old heads had life
Hold
experience.
on, wait, about how many minutes, Brittany, what'd you say?
How long the songs are?
You know, you said about 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah,
That's what you just
because
said.
That was
when it was the 3rd of September, that intro is about 8 minutes by itself.
But that was during Miles' time.
That's true. But why is the intro
Hold the
8
hell on
minutes?
right here.
You said the intro 8
But I'm gonna
minutes.
be honest.
Yes.
You know what? Honestly, I don't. I think that was just setting the tone for the song. That's all.
Maybe
That
because
was
I
set-
keep coming in at the wrong part.
Oh, she's talking about Papa was a Rolling Stone.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. I like that music.
Yeah,
I love that
I do.
too.
I like it.
That music made me have feeling.
Yeah. Not that.
And it was storytelling.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. That
But
is
I
the
feel like
thing.
with the kids today, they not really living anything.
You are really living your life with that peanut butter. Is those peanut butter and Cheetos?
No, that's
Carrots.
peanut butter carrots.
Peanut butter and
Okay,
Cheetos would be
okay.
a wild combo.
Yo, that's kind of sick.
I told you I felt
Stomach.
attacked, baby. I'm fighting.
Yeah.
I'm not about to play with y'all out here in these streets.
Yeah.
So is that what I should be getting? Too?
No, this is for me. I mean, if you want to,
She
yeah.
ain't gonna get it.
I know she's not. Is that what I should be getting to?
Right. Hey, look.
No, you're not gonna do it.
Whatever's
That's
gonna help
what
me
we
get better, I'm here
so
for
let,
it.
let me clock that carrot.
No, for real.
Clock it.
Clock it.
I'm a
Clock
munch
it.
it.
No, but back to what I was saying, I still think the kids too. Like, where did they learn that behavior from?
The violence, yes, that definitely came from us.
From the old
Yeah,
heads.
that came
too.
from the old heads, but not the drug using.
I think that came from that song,
No,
Party
y'all
Like
was- yeah,
a
y'all
Party
was-
Like a Rock
yeah.
Star.
We was dealing.
When at the party
We was-
like a rock star.
Totally
Party,
do.
yeah.
That was a good song.
But
When Lil Wayne redid it.
I mean,
Yeah.
when you start looking,
But
when you
Lil
start,
Wayne was getting high.
Yeah.
He was.
And that
but
was
he
fine.
attended college.
Oh, he did.
He ain't nothing like a drug addict in college. Listen, over.
Oh yeah, he got a
Gotta have
psychology
balance.
degree.
Yeah, you got a
he don't
degree.
use on himself. So listen, I He was like, oh yeah,
can't
I got my degree. My hair falling out.
That happens with
This shit don't
age.
add up.
That happens with age.
That happens with drug
But
use.
Thank you.
No, but I think the old heads were using drugs. They just was keeping it hidden.
Right.
It
I'm
was
pretty-
a discretion
Yeah,
to them
I'm-
using
Thank
drugs.
you.
They wasn't promoting using it, of
Yeah,
course
they
not.
weren't promoting
I'm
it,
sure
though.
there's plenty of dudes back in the day. You can't tell me Flavor Flav wasn't doing lines.
Oh, you
Come
see
on.
him?
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm sure.
Yeah, like you can't tell me.
Yeah.
With JoJo, Casey and JoJo, I had no idea. My
Oh, they
man
was
was.
Why do you think he hit that same note all the time?
Yeah.
I didn't know. But I'm just saying, like, they was making the best music
That
on that
nigga
stuff. But
said-
Ray Charles, he was on
Yeah.
drugs.
Oh,
He
no.
was a heroin
Yeah.
addict.
Man, he was
and
on one.
and he was making the best music.
But one thing he wasn't though, he wasn't a fiend of. He was an addict.
Right.
He was a fiend because they
But
said he
no.
was all in.
Somebody broke down the difference between being an addict and just being a fun user
yeah.
or recreational user. And like,
Break it
I
down.
like it, but I don't do it every day. I don't have to have it. I
Right.
just do it when I'm
Unless you're doing
chilling.
heroin,
No, you have to do it every day.
Yeah.
you got to do it because if not, then your body's
Yeah.
gonna
I mean,
need
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Now,
most
like,
definitely.
you don't tell me about no heroin.
Yeah,
Not that I've done
I
it.
mean, I was about to say,
No, it's
damn, how
okay.
long?
Got something you want to tell us?
But Ray,
Stuff I know.
but Ray
Honesty
Charles,
hour.
but Ray Charles wasn't selling and pawning his shit and all that stuff
Right.
in
He
order
was
to get it
making the
fixed.
money to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they said it in
Actually-
the movie. He was.
Actually, he was one of the richest musicians in his time.
I believe
he
it.
owned his master.
Anybody that can touch a girl wrist and tell if she ugly or not should be rich as ever.
And he say, "I'm gonna make it do what it do."
Yeah, that other systems
Make
are
it do what it
heightened
do,
up
baby.
because one is taken.
Yeah.
So, hey, let's go into the topic of the day, y'all.
Calvin, I saw that. Yes, that's the truth.
What? What's the truth? Topic of the day is can the workplace survive with competition? Ooh, it depends on what workplace it is.
Yeah, because if we talking about the plant, it's gonna die. You know?
What are you competing in the plant? Who makes the best car?
Listen, it's levels of competition in the plant. And Cal can back me up on this. You got the supervisors competing with the workers over the same girl.
Girl, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then no. Not only that, then you got which supervisor can get the most seats done or whatever done in a timely fashion.
That's a good competition.
That's a good competition.
Yeah, I like
yes.
that
competition.
That's cool. And then of course, obviously, you got Ford versus Chrysler and all other crap,
Yeah.
but it's still heavy competition
Shout out to Ford.
within. It's heavy competition within the same vicinity,
Right.
and it's crazy to me. But it's a lot. It's a lot that's going on that goes on in the plant.
Shout out to Ford.
Yes.
I guess that means something.
Yeah.
Bill Ford tough.
You know,
Crazy.
Somebody said Ford stand for Found on the Road Dead.
Damn.
Well, they took
Thank you
care
to
of
my
me. So shout out to
ancestors.
Ford.
Thank you to my
No
ancestors
problem,
for
Ford.
protecting me.
Shout out to Ford.
Rhea said we didn't even do it on purpose. What she was talking
No,
about?
I was talking. She talking about me and Telly wearing the hats.
We
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
even do
Yeah.
Oh, when y'all said the grown man, grown
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah.
I just had to get
I
out the
saw that.
house.
She saw that. I mean, I saw that, but I
Yeah.
was trying to see what she was talking
Yeah, I
about.
just had to get out the house. So
I
This helped.
wanted the match.
Shout out to grown man and grown woman.
Yeah,
you,
definitely. we appreciate
yes,
it.
Now I
thank you.
understand what she's talking about. I'm like,
I
what
didn't
the
get it
hell?
either
Me
at first. I'm
neither.
like,
Yeah.
come on.
This is a dope hat.
Shout out to everybody who's checking us out this morning, y'all.
But it could be bad though with competing because it could turn another way. You know what I'm saying? I've heard about people competing with each other at work and they get violent. When
Yeah.
it get violent, that's when they need
It's
to
out of
chill.
hand.
Y'all need to chill. Yeah.
It's out of hand because most people don't
I ain't
understand.
got time for all that.
Competition
Yeah.
is always good, right? But the unhealthy competition can turn into tragedy.
Yes.
I've seen it many a times.
Me too.
Even on the basketball court.
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
Well, you
Man.
saw with Kobe and Shaq and
Yeah,
Kobe and
yeah.
all the other basketball players. He
Yeah.
got to do it. Jordan.
but when I say that, they were ego. Their competition was their very own ego.
Yeah.
You know, because if Kobe and Shaq both would have let their ego go, they would have been way more popular than the Bulls. They would have won way more championships. It's just this, and they would have stayed together because they would have stayed together.
But Kobe, I understood Kobe's mentality though. He like, I just want to be the best,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
just for himself.
Yeah, right.
And that's why
Yeah.
I like Kobe. Don't get me wrong. Kobe's
Yeah.
the GOAT, but what I like about LeBron want other people around him to be better too.
Absolutely.
So
And-
that's why I like him as a basketball. You know, and a lot of people hate on him.
Yeah.
But what I felt for like Kobe, and no shade, no tea to Kobe or Michael Jordan, I felt like they were more selfish players because it was always all about them.
Jordan had to be a selfish player.
Yeah.
At the time. He
During
was
his
one-
time.
at his time he had to, because we got to realize he got into basketball where a white boy, black boy thing.
Yep.
It was still
Larry
like
Bird versus Magic. Yeah.
Well, not only does that, it was teams was almost 50-50, white and black. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So he had to show his ass.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
I
what
mean,
he did.
he did what he did, and I won't take nothing from them because they did what they did with the sports. But I'm saying those are reasons why I like LeBron because he made other people great around him.
Yeah.
Well, that's
somebody
And
just
I
was
think
breaking.
that's a part of greatness as well.
Somebody broke down the whole difference between LeBron, Kobe, and Jordan, and it backs up your point. They were saying that LeBron is a nice guy. He never heard about Michael or Kobe being nice guys,
Right.
and that's the biggest difference between them
there you
two.
go.
And that's why
He knew what he didn't want to be.
You're right. There you go.
And that's what I love and respect about him so much. And I know a lot of people hate on LeBron, but I mean, at the end of the day, he's human.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
look what that man has overcame.
He just, he can overcome everything except for his hairline.
The
And this
most,
is the part
the most hate that he gets though
should
is
know.
the real hate that he gets is really just him switching teams to get championships. They when they compare him to Kobe, it's like Kobe stayed where he started.
Yeah, but each one he went to got championships. So
Yeah.
what's the problem?
That's so that's what I'm saying.
Right.
I get it.
Miami, he did it in Cleveland, Ohio, and now he doing it in LA. What's
Yeah.
the problem?
I think that's cool.
He ain't win with the LA.
They did win it. They ain't win the LA.
No.
Did they win the LA?
They ain't
yes,
won
they
it?
had. How many? So he got with Miami. How many he has with Miami?
What? He only got 3.
He got 3 with Miami,
don't have
right?
3. He got 4. Because Jordan has what, 6?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kobe had 5.
Yep.
He has 4.
Okay. I mean,
Okay. Ask Siri.
It's just
Y'all keep talking.
Siri got autism. Ask Alexa.
Ask Alexa.
Do you
And
feel
there's
like,
nothing wrong with having autism. We all on the spectrum. I'm just
please,
saying,
do you
like,
feel like having competition in the workplace can push a person to do better or go above and beyond what they thought?
it all depends.
Yeah,
It all depends on what job it is.
Because if we talking about if we're talking about something like
He has 4.
With which team?
yeah.
He does have with the Lakers. Don't tell me, man. Don't
They
come at
won
me
one?
with my basketball. I know I be talking about.
They had to win. That must be the first year because he's been with them for 4.
He got it in 2020 with the Lakers. Don't listen.
But I get what you're saying, though.
Don't
Like,
y'all
as long as
come-
he-
I know my basketball.
Oh, everybody had COVID. Of course he was going to win.
Police.
Yeah.
That's
Hold
what
on,
I said.
hold on.
He did, so he did 2 in Miami. He did Cleveland.
No,
and then
you're
he
right.
did
'cause
Lakers.
I
I told you.
remember
I'm like,
because
don't
no
listen.
one was in the audience. That you remember they just had the fake.
But
the
you
fake
not
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I remember.
Y'all ain't give me my credit when it come to basketball. I know that's.
Yeah. But no,
I was
it
there
does.
for each championship.
It does depend on where you work at, though, Telly. Like, if we talking about people in Walmart, and it's not shade to them. I'm just saying,
Look, 'cause they be greeting me at
Walmart
Walmart.
competition is Meyer.
No, they do. They
right?
breed out there.
Yeah.
Walmart competition is Meyer, but I'm
Right.
talking about as far as competition in the workplace. I don't see the guy working in the meat market thinking that he better than the stock guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
That's why you said depends on the
Yeah,
job.
So can we give a little context? So basically, this conversation
Stemmed
from the whole Just Hilarious and Lauren,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And I like both of them.
I do too.
I think both of them bring different things. But for me, I feel like there was some underlining thing that happened that we don't know about.
Well, Jess said it. She said, "I chose you to take my place while I was on."
While I was gone.
While I was
Yeah.
on
Maternity
leave.
leave.
But however, when you pick a producer or the producer of a portion of a show, she knows the dynamics of all of it. A person who's just a talent don't know the dynamics of putting together a show.
Yeah.
So the way Lauren, when she speaks, she comes from different angles. She just don't come from the gossip angle.
Yeah.
She
Right.
just don't. So that's what I'm saying. She knew how to handle herself under the pressure. I don't know if you ever seen her handle Charlamagne.
I've seen her.
Yeah.
You
I
had an
have.
issue. If you got an issue with that, we'll take that up later. But right now, we talking
But you
about.
gotta understand, she went to school for that. Too.
Exactly.
That's the
Exactly.
difference.
See, that's the difference.
Just had the talent, and for me, it just showed the difference of a person.
She's just jealous.
No, I'm not gonna say what I think
I'm sorry, she is.
It showed the difference as a person that actually worked to get there,
Yeah.
versus as a person that got
Who
it
just
there
got
based,
on.
based on their
Yeah.
talent,
Their consistency
There's
on
a
internet.
difference
Yeah.
between that, and I personally think, and I love Jess, so this is no shade or nothing to her. I just think she probably kind of it kind of made you look at yourself a little bit, and she might have kind of felt some way. Just a
And she
little
just had a
bit.
baby,
And
so
she had just had a baby.
I understand.
Just
She
a
emotional.
little bit.
She feeling fat and shit. Listen,
No, because
It's not- it's deeper than that, bro.
What
It's-
happens is
Her-
like she had to look at herself because I think she felt like her position probably was threatened. But and sometimes that could be with when you think the
So-
other person
Because
is
she's so
better than
used
you
to
in
being
certain
behind the
things.
scenes as the producer.
Was
You
the-
may
But
not be in
not
the
only that, for
forefront.
me, I think it was something else that we don't know about.
Right. They just
True.
put out there. They just put out there what they wanted us to see.
Yeah, of
course.
The Breakfast Club needed that. So,
I think they
so
needed
it's
that.
cool that they
Okay.
it's cool that they did it. At first, I'm like, man, this is bull. But I get why they did it. From a business aspect.
Yeah.
I get it. I
And
understand.
you saw the setup for Lauren's new show to come on with her podcast.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And people just kind of fell for it.
Yeah.
But as you can see, they're working just fine.
Right, they work just fine, and I get it, and I know that. You know, I know that was a push for Charlamagne. I know that was a push.
Oh, yeah.
Because one thing I know about them cancers, they are instigators. They will start some crap and keep it going as long as they can, especially if they could benefit off of it. Yes.
Like, what's the fuck?
So,
Okay.
yeah, so I do understand the move, though. I get it. You know, it makes sense. If you needed those numbers to go up, do what you got to do.
And they went up.
Yeah, they definitely went
That's
up.
crazy that we doing.
And that's
No, what was
crazy.
better? What
The
was
mess-
even
the
better
messiness
about it was
behind
the little conflict resolution show that they did when they was on there together, going back and forth, talking to each other about what happened, and it got handled respectfully.
I like that.
I like
they
that
were
too.
grown at how they handled it. I still believe, like you said, I think it was some underlining.
Well,
stuff
Yeah.
behind
Do you
the
feel
scenes
like
that
it
we
really
didn't
could
know.
have been competition though if they were in two different lanes, like
It's
one
always
being a
competition.
producer, one being a
It's
talent?
always-
There's
It's
always
always
somebody
something.
trying to take your
Telly,
Yeah, but
Telly,
what I'm saying, though-
Telly, somebody called Miles and was like, "That nigga be tired. Really did 4 shows in one day." Yes, this stuff happens. So yeah, and the funny
not
thing
giving
is,
the benefit
I don't
of
look
the
at
doubt.
nobody as competition. I look at myself as my own competition.
That's how I look at it. Because to be honest, people right here trying to take our spots. Whether-
yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's people watching. Like,
Yeah,
that's the honest to God truth.
it's
You got
yeah.
like I feel like if anybody trying to compete with me, especially in this field, they got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
you
Now,
go. Praise God.
do we?
Yeah.
Is it a thin line between competition and inspiration? Like, do you
Ooh.
feel like people mix the two?
Yeah,
I think some
definitely.
people. I think
I
some
think
people
you can be inspired
I think
by
some
something,
people
but
can
when
get it confused though.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
feel like when people trying to be like you, then I feel like that's not.
See, I don't like imitation. Is
you
the,
trying to compete.
I don't like the whole saying imitation is the greatest form of flattery. I hate that.
Yeah.
Because
It ain't
you
the
not
right.
me. God made one me.
I do think I think that's flattery.
No, it's not. It's terrible.
Yeah,
I just think so.
Especially when you're not. Especially when it's obvious that you're trying to mimic me. I think that's horrible.
My
Right.
thing is
Because you're a grown man.
Well, see, the reason why I think so, right, is because I have because my niece is trying to imitate
That's different.
that. So, but for me, it's inspiring, right?
Yeah.
I'm happy to have that influence. It's like, okay, so I look at it in that sense. But how I look at it is she's trying to do it in her own way.
Okay.
So that's
Even
where
better.
the inspiration comes in there.
Yeah.
But for me, like when you trying to do it exactly like me and
Yeah.
then think you going to do it better than
Thank
me,
you.
that's the
Wow.
now we have a
So you
problem.
That's
feel
what
like
I'm
it needs
saying.
to come from a place
Yeah.
of genuineness. If someone
Yes.
said like, "Hey, I'm
Yeah,
inspired
but you
by
can
you,"
be inspired by it. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, cool, I'm
If-
gonna do this.
if-
But you make it your own.
Yes.
But if you try
Yes.
to do it exactly how I do it, thinking
Yeah.
that you can do it better than me, then
Yeah.
that's where the problem comes in.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. I can
And I
Exactly.
think that's what you more so.
That's
kinda-
what I'm saying.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly what I'm saying.
That's
B.
why I said it is the best form of flattery because it's like, oh man, I didn't even know
Yeah,
you was
No.
paying
you shouldn't
me.
have.
I didn't know you was paying me any attention.
Exactly.
Somebody
Yeah.
from a younger generation looking up to you and wanting to jump into your lane, that is totally different from another person that's either your age or older jumping into your lane and trying to copy everything you do.
I
That is
get
not
it.
flattery.
So-
that's suckery.
So
Well, if they
age
trying to
makes
do
a
it like,
difference.
if they
You
trying to
said
do
that's
it like
suckery.
you, but thinking they can do it better. But if they can be inspired by it, because you do podcasts, and I know you have some friends that's like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, bro, I kind of want to do it, but they do it their
But they
own
do
way.
it exactly.
Right.
They do it their
Okay.
own way.
Okay.
They do it their own way. And I appreciate
So that's
that.
flattery.
That's flattery.
Yeah.
Not the whole trying to be a toddler.
Right.
Don't know.
So it makes a difference with
yeah.
the age.
yeah.
Wait, hold on, you miles.
But you age.
Top of the top, calling you on the air.
They hung up.
Oh, they hung up? Okay. My bad.
Call
Call
back in.
Call back.
Call her.
This
Call
was
back.
somebody.
That was a bill collector.
Hey, you got everybody got to do the miles.
Damn, that's funny.
call back in.
And look, I will say this though. Doing the history,
I like that though.
For the history,
Side note.
Yeah.
So the history of media with women they always jeopardize their jobs when they get pregnant.
That's true. That's true.
Which is why it's not fair for us.
Right.
Yeah, and I feel like they're.
And most of the time, that's when they get replaced.
And when they gone, they got to, even if the person that was filling their spot wasn't better than them, they got time to get better than them.
You don't have time to be great. Just go ahead and find you a man that's gonna help you take care of yourself.
That's true, because a woman only gets like what, three months now, or is that for the guy?
12 weeks.
Yeah, but
12 weeks.
2 weeks ain't even long enough.
But in the media, it's really 6 months.
Okay,
Because,
that's what it's supposed to be. But you have a lot of women that bounce back and do all that.
That's true.
It's some, but it's very.
But mentally, though, where are they at?
I'm gonna tell you, if you look up the likelihood for a black woman to bounce back, it's not the same.
Sierra bounced back quite a bit.
Sierra
She
also,
keep going.
Kelly Rowland bounced back quite a bit.
Yeah.
Beyonce bounced back quite
Rihanna.
a bit.
Yeah.
Rihanna bounced. Well, no, Rihanna just retired.
Rihanna's pregnant again.
Hold on, listen. You talk about women that's already
ASAP got the perfect name.
You talk about people that wasn't worth anything.
I mean, you got to realize.
I think everybody's worth something.
I mean, they worth something, but you talk about people who's worth millions of dollars. They had the right trainers and the right nutritionists to help them out.
I think that's changing.
When a white woman have a baby who was slim, but she's still slim when she come back.
You want to know why? She breastfeeds. That is the secret.
Yeah, she don't mind her chest drooping. You know what I mean?
No, baby, they get them lifted.
That's gonna happen regardless.
You know what they do? They having C-sections and getting them lifted at the same time.
I seen a woman. They look like coin purses.
Who?
Like, this white woman look like
Coin purses is wild.
I'm not thinking about
It's wild work.
a lot of that. Honestly, is changing because you see women on shows and in movies. They're pregnant.
Yeah,
They are.
And they have been accommodating the women as they're pregnant.
Don't write me out. Give me a spot.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on. How about this? When you're good, I'm sorry. Any fucking thing go. When you're good.
Yeah, because Kerry Washington, she had on Scandal, she was pregnant twice.
Well,
She was pregnant
And
on season.
they wrote that in. See what I'm saying?
They filmed it differently. She wore her clothes like she wore her clothes bigger, or they wouldn't film her. They would only do close-ups on her. They wouldn't do wide shots and things like that.
Okay.
But she
But
had
it's a
both
way
of her
around
kids
it.
doing that.
Yeah.
Kate Winslet, she was pregnant when she did Divergent.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
I didn't know that. Wow, okay.
What they did was they had a folder in front of her, and she would just keep the folder in front of her and things like that. Paula, what is her name? Paula Patton. She was pregnant and Just Right.
Okay.
She was 3 months pregnant when she did that movie.
I don't understand why people
what
act
I'm saying?
like it's not a
women
thing.
are pregnant all the time. It's just you guys don't know because they know how to. Kelly
that
Rowland
magic.
was pregnant when she did Mary Little, Mary or whatever their show was. She was pregnant when she did that. So it's happening.
I know it's hard kids, so I
yeah, but you
She
can't.
has two
But
boys.
the only difference is with
Titan
that,
and Noah.
it ain't no trickery when you got to get on the radio. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do. So you gotta miss. You feel me?
Well, then some women also be having issues with that too because Countess Vaughn, she came and spoke out about it when she did the Parkers. She came from Moesha. She got pregnant on the Parkers and she ended up having an abortion because it was like either my career or my baby. Same thing with Toni Braxton. She spoke about it. Toni Braxton was in the height of her career. She got pregnant. My baby or my career.
Yeah,
Lauryn
that's so
Hill spoke
interesting.
about it. That's what she made Zion. They said, Lauren, baby, use your head. She said, I chose to use my heart. So she had her baby instead of her career.
Right.
Yeah.
So it sucks for women because we
Yeah, it
have
does.
to choose between the two.
The light-
and especially for black women because we don't have a lot of counterparts that can help cut the slack for.
Yeah, that's true.
So a lot of them,
That's true.
a lot of them are having their children or not having them at all. You have Sanaa Lathan. You have Regina Hall. You know, I'm sure that they wanted to, but some of them missed the. And then Sherry Shepherd, she had her son later.
Yeah.
Tamara Hall, she had her son at 48. Janet Jackson, Halle Berry.
I would give Sherry one right now.
But I'm saying, like,
She's 57 too.
These are things that women have to consider. Like Tamara Hall had her son at 48 years old. Look at Ashanti; she's having hers.
Yeah, now
later.
40s.
But again, our men also are playing as well.
Yeah.
Y'all taking not y'all, but they're taking forever to get it together.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
This is the stuff that we're combating.
Yeah.
So please cut the women some slack.
Grace.
That's real.
I said all the time.
That's real.
Y'all deserve grace, especially with
Yeah.
but in the media field though, it'd be stressful.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
So them that's why they want them off.
Right. And then on top of that, like, you know, just she was paying attention to the stuff that she shouldn't be paying attention to, which was the comments. And I understand how comments can get to somebody, especially after giving birth.
Right.
You feel me? So I understand how that might have bothered her, but there was ways for her to protect her peace, which was listen to everybody else. Hey, stop paying attention to the comments. So I do believe that she could have handled it better, but I do understand how it happened, and that's the grace that I'm giving her.
Well, I feel like Miles said something that was really important with the whole Just Hilarious. She started in social media, right. She came with the Instagram thing, so it's very natural for her to
pay attention to the comments. Yeah, you're right.
Things like that.
You're right.
But again, because it's media and you seeing it in your face, I think it's a lesson learned.
Yeah.
Now you know how to handle it, and she really hasn't really had that type of humility.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
and
true.
it goes through. You have to have that in order to be great.
Yeah.
But I don't think that
Tough skin.
I guess you could say tough skin,
Yeah.
but you got to have some humility because you have to grow.
That's
yeah,
true.
definitely.
And unfortunately, hers was done
Growth is
in front of
necessary.
people.
Right.
Others, a lot of people don't see our stuff, and by the time we've already been groomed, so when we make it, we know how to handle it. So
Right.
just
Yeah.
going through the media with it, in front of the world, dealing with that, it's got to be difficult.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a workplace can never be the same once competition enters? And
It can.
And it gets thick?
No, it could work. It
can-
could definitely. That all depends on the maturity of the people.
Yeah.
If one is immature and one is mature, it's probably not going to work. But the mature person can keep it going to some extent. But if it's two petty individuals, it's not going to work. It's going to be a disaster, or it's going to be a working disaster because people love seeing all that crap
That's
anyway,
true.
all that negativity, all the back and forth.
People feed into that.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at what's going on with 50 Cent, right? He petty as hell.
Oh my God. Cancer.
You're right.
See what I'm saying?
Is he?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
so emotional.
However,
They are.
he creates a competition atmosphere.
Clearly. But he said he needs it.
I mean, that's what he needs.
Yeah, that's what drives him.
But he broke up with his girlfriend because she asked him for some money.
Yeah.
That's why they broke up.
Yeah. I heard.
That's gay.
But that's what he said. He said ain't no woman asking him for no money. And for me, I'm so tired of
was
men
he
with
giving
that.
it though? Just without her
Well, she was
asking?
making her own money, but I think she probably asked just to test him. Who knows?
Ain't no telling. But but at the end of the day,
I think she asked for like 10 grand.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, that's why the relationship ended.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's
That
dumb.
is because you knew what it was.
And I can understand it if you keep coming to me asking me for 10 grand. You
Yeah,
ask
but
me
she
for 10
had
grand
her
one
own.
time. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
That's another. I think 50 just didn't want to be in a relationship.
I'm about
Like
to
I think
say.
he just likes dating and
Yeah.
nothing long term.
That's one thing about it. People
I think
will
50
start
doesn't trust
arguments.
anyone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
They will
that
start
makes it
those
easy.
unnecessary
I mean,
If they
arguments
don't
around
remind him,
holidays.
if
You
they
gotta
don't
think.
remind him of his
You gotta
grandmother,
think. Puff
he
ended
knows
up
too.
messing with his baby mama, so I understand him not trusting women. And Puff is his rival. You know what I'm saying? Puff has been his rival for the longest because he was one of the people that was trying to block him when he was trying to get in the industry. And then his baby mama ended up messing with him. So I understand why that stings a little bit.
It's a little shaky.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same
Now,
time,
any man that has money, I feel like they don't trust women.
That's interesting. So if they didn't, do you feel like it would be more so like not dependent? But
Oh no,
they
I
would,
feel like if a man has money, they don't trust
I
women.
don't think I would trust new
that's
women.
interesting.
I don't
it's
think I
hard
would
for
trust.
y'all to trust women if y'all
I don't
have
think I would
money.
trust new women.
Because without the woman having the money, he needs.
I'm trying
needs
to
him.
feel you on that one, Brittany, but I'm not getting it.
Like I
No,
could
I'm
see.
just-
A man with money is hard
I
for
heard
y'all.
what you said. I
I mean, the
I
reason
ain't
why
said I didn't hear
is because
you.
you don't know what her true
She got
intentions
loud.
are. Because women already want money.
Well,
versus the women that's already been in your life.
Yeah, they want you to provide.
So
Yeah,
here's the thing. I think any woman wants you to provide.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
So
Yes.
that's why I said
yeah.
a man with money is gonna be hard for y'all to trust women, even the one you got.
Yeah. Yeah.
If the one I got, she can get whatever she wants.
Yeah, she
Right.
can, but we've seen nasty stuff happen when money
Switch
gets
up.
involved.
Yeah.
Things switch
Yeah.
up. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
It's a little
Any man
shaky.
with money, it's hard for y'all to trust women.
Yeah.
It's hard for us to trust them.
Why
And
do
we the
you,
women.
do you feel like it's because the man feel like the woman don't need him, or she's in a level of superior status to where
No, because we want them to provide.
Yeah.
We want men to provide
Your
for us.
natural
If you
instinct.
come across
natural
right, so,
thing.
okay, right.
Telly, you ever come across a woman that doesn't want a man to provide? It's something wrong with her. That means she wants to. She wants
the
the
man.
dog
That
men.
masculine
She wants the
energy.
dog. Yeah, she wants the dog men. She wants to keep men under. You know what I'm saying? Under her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Even the woman that's the breadwinner still want their man to provide.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's Sherry. What is Wesley Snipes' female?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Sherry Underwood. Sherry Underwood.
Oh, I was about
Okay.
to say that she just did the thing on Sharon.
She said that. But even if I'm the breadwinner, he the man of the house.
Yeah,
That's real.
She still
See,
wants
that's
him to
real.
Provide.
But there's women out here that actually will make more money and then start treating their man some type of way. And it's not like they got, this is the funny thing. It's not like they got with the man and he was already just down. Like some women get with dudes where they up and then when they go down, they don't know how to handle it.
True.
But sometimes that is the man's fault as well.
I'm about to say.
That could be the man's fault because they did too much spoiling. You know what I'm saying? And not only spoiling with a bunch of material things, spoiling their mental.
Right.
That could make things worse too.
Well, when I went into a certain woman's life, I said, listen, I take care of all the bills. I'm not going to take on no new bills that don't involve us.
That's real.
She was like, huh? See, one thing for sure, two things for certain.
I got it.
If you tell a woman this, I don't mind taking care of us. But when you just start going out shit because you figure I have money,
yeah.
That's disrespectful.
Because that's irresponsible.
Sephora and Ulta and your purses come in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's where all that comes in.
Yeah. Because essentially, if he is paying all the bills, you should have the extras.
And speaking of competition, what is with women? Why are y'all so competitive with each other?
I think it's just in the woman's nature.
Yeah.
I don't even
Just
think
to, like,
women
be the best or whatever. And,
But-
you know what's very interesting?
What's up?
And I think this may be where it stems from because I just saw this thing with Felicia Rashad the other day. I don't know if I said
No,
I said this.
it's
Felicia Rashad, and she was saying she was on the Breakfast Club, and they asked the question, and they said, "What is the thing that you learned at your older age now that you wish you would have knew younger?" And she said that I am enough.
Yeah.
And I believe like that competition from women it stems from that because when you hit adolescence. Now the body's changing, boobs are coming in, butts coming in, thighs coming in, all of this stuff is coming in, and then you have men. Whoa, hey, hey, you know, and then it's a guy you see that's your crush, and he ain't feeling you because you don't look like that, right? Or you're not doing that. So I think that's where the competition stems from, because men are constantly. It's like, hey, pick me, you know, hey, that's, and y'all get to pick.
That's true.
We have to choose back.
That
but
makes
y'all
sense.
get to pick. So I believe that's where it stems from.
That makes sense.
Because every
That's a
woman
good
has
point.
felt everything that she said.
So the BBLs,
when she said, "I'm not enough."
Yeah.
I think every woman has felt that.
So the BBLs and the BBFLs come from competition.
Yes.
Essentially, yes, because they're
of
going
what y'all
after
look
that.
like.
They're going after that hourglass figure that everybody,
That every man
idolizes.
think is beautiful.
Exactly.
Well, see,
Because everybody equate
even or colorism.
Yeah.
It's so big with the colorism.
Oh, yeah.
And the
It's
hair.
horrible.
The hair.
Yeah, because light skins were winning for a while. Dark skins wasn't even.
No. Light skinned men at one point was killing the game.
They were.
Then dark skin came in.
As well as light skinned women, because it was always the red ball.
Here's the problem: the light skinned women are still winning today.
Yes, they are.
I feel like dark skin is more so coming.
Well,
you know,
they want what they're trying to do is they're trying to create that caramel color.
Okay,
that's what everybody's trying to create now.
I would say that light skin shit come from slave mentality.
Yeah, it does.
Period. But if we were smart, fuck the BBLs, ladies. Y'all need to get an ETM.
And what is it?
That's an extra throat.
Shut up, Miles.
I would even went with EBT.
But if I'm gonna be honest, that's across the board for every woman, not black women. This is for every woman. You got white, Hispanic, Asian. Every woman feels that, and again, because of the men.
Yeah.
Because we want to have families, we want to have children.
That's true.
We want to reproduce, and the men get to choose their wife.
The
And
crazy-
most of them
Interesting.
they want beautiful women. They want long hair.
Yeah.
They want nice bodies. Like
The crazy thing
it goes
is,
back to the Bible.
The crazy thing is, though, I don't never see. The funny thing is, I never see women of the same race competing with each other.
They do.
They do all the time.
I don't see-
We
That's
do.
because you ain't in it.
I don't know.
I
I've
would
worked.
say we do just with our race.
Baby.
I know.
Black
I've
women
seen.
do it.
Well, no,
The
I see the
white
black
girls.
women, but I don't see the white. Like I don't.
The white girls
do it
baby,
too.
the
The white
makeup,
girls
the
is-
hair,
the white
the
girls is
shaving
the
your
worst.
legs. I had to
That's
shave
what
my
black-
legs
that's
at
what black girls get
11
it
and
from.
12.
Yeah.
The black girls get the competition with each other through white
Because they were the image that they were supposed to be put out there as beauty. They were the standard of beauty.
So
I
check
get it.
The whole media is catered to white women.
Yeah.
They were the standard of beauty.
Yeah.
Then that's why everybody loved Julia Roberts and Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
Because she was America's sweetheart.
Yeah.
Because
that's the image that they were painting.
That's the European image that they want.
Man.
Which I'm finding out that the European image was actually had color, but we'll talk about that later.
You sent me that,
but
they said we were everywhere.
That was the standard of beauty. And then you came in with Halle Berry came in.
Yeah.
And Halle Berry became the standard of beauty for black women, right?
Yeah.
And now you got who is it? I would say
Beyonce.
No, I'm speaking Priyanka Chopra Jonas. I don't know if y'all know her. She came in
from that show, the FBI show.
Yeah, but it's constantly
she came in for
what to look like or what beauty is or whatever. And I feel like women do aspire to be like that because, like, okay, hey, I'm like this. I should be enough. I'll be enough for this group of people. Yeah. And then as soon as you get there, they move the line up a little. They move the goal.
Janelle Monáe said it in Hidden Figures. She said every time we get to the finish line, they push it back.
Essentially,
and that's
because now it's something different.
And that's why you're seeing the whole BBLs and all of that because you
I think the whole thing of BBL. Listen, no disrespect for anybody I know who went to go get it done. That still has to be the most dumbest shit in the world. If you can't listen, if God can't provide it,
it's like
or if you can't go to the gym and plump it up yourself.
That's what I'm saying. If
it's
God
the instant gratification because it takes time.
It's not instant because it takes time to heal.
It takes time to heal, but you get that
baby, that shit.
It's not what you think. And a lot of people suffering from that stuff.
Yeah, because it's poison.
Did you see I be clicking on the Facebook things where it had the little hearts and stuff over it. Majority of the time it be porn, but that's beside the point. It was one lady who was left in her room in the middle of getting her BBL done.
Wow.
Well, that's why what's his name?
She was just crying.
Died.
She was left.
What's my man?
Like unattended by the doctor.
Yeah.
The comedian dude, his girlfriend died from doing all of that.
Oh, DC.
Yep.
And he didn't want her to do it. She ended up doing it. But again, it goes back to I'm not enough.
And DC
right?
looked like the type that was probably, hey, no, you're beautiful. This is, but she didn't probably.
But look what line of business they were in.
Exactly.
And then she's around other women that look better than her, thicker than her, probably naturally thicker.
So that's why
probably made her.
I don't like when men say that women are being, she just being insecure.
She is.
It's probably beyond that because I feel like if it was something I think you should. I think when you try to change.
When you constantly have men as well as the media telling you women, even to this. But
she had her husband.
But Miles, you've even said it.
But she had a husband though.
Who had a husband?
Doesn't matter.
They were not married.
No, they weren't married. They were just his kid's mother.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter even if they were.
I know where you're going with that.
Yeah, because,
that's different. But what I'm saying is the damage be done at 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. That's what the damage is. That's why fathers are really important for these girls.
Yes,
because the damage is already done at those ages.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? But if you got your daddy that's pouring into you, you looking and thinking a little differently.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So, but when you constantly have the word, even for women, you've even said it after the age 35. Oh yeah, she ain't worth nothing.
No, that ain't true. Because I done seen some 60-year-old.
It's not true.
Great.
But the world standard said that.
Kevin Samuels did that.
No, the world.
Part of him.
No, the world has said that after 35, and this goes across the board for all women. I'm not just talking about black women. 35, that's when her value has decreased.
That's stupid. Yeah. That was the dumbest thing I ever heard, too.
In today's world, it's dumb and it doesn't make sense.
I'm going to tell you why it makes sense to me.
See?
Hold on.
And you're part of the problem.
No, I'm not part of the problem.
No, I go ahead. Because I got it.
I'm just saying to me, once a woman reaches 35 years old, right? When I say the value, right? And this is the reason why they say it. I don't think everybody hear the whole context. A man can still produce life, right? No matter what age, you know what I mean? At the 35-year-old, women can have problems or stipulations on giving birth, right? So that's why I say the value of a woman goes down, because the reason why she's a woman, because she can produce children.
And that is also old data.
It's not, well, okay.
Yes, it is, because it's been proven that that's not necessarily the case anymore.
Women can have children, yeah, you get some
as long
women,
as you still have a cycle, you are still producing.
Yeah. But at the same time, women having babies at 60, they killing themselves. They're like, you know what, my girl, I'll be at
Well,
never
at
going.
60, I don't know if she'll still be there.
Yeah,
Right.
patience out the window.
No, it was a woman just had a baby. She was 58 years old.
Yeah. Well, again.
She's 60.
Well, now here's the thing. When I
After
do
a certain age now, maybe just forget it.
Because you
But
really
I'm
gotta
saying,
be, you gotta be real.
When I said, so that's why I said I'm not the problem. I'm just looking at how
you're looking at it scientifically.
I'm looking at it scientifically, and
But
I'm also
old
looking
data.
at.
but it's another. But also
It's
though.
old data. And you know where that data came from? It came from white women in the Midwest.
Yeah,
That's where that data was coming from, and the reason why I researched it because I'm like, okay, I need to know what's going on. That data was old.
Also though, another reason why a lot of men go for younger women and say after a certain age the value goes down is because mentally 35 and up they're stuck in their ways. Somebody a little younger can be molded to to adapt. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get that.
It's easier for them to adapt to certain things.
This is why the women were always dating older men,
Right.
And this is why
It was common
this is why
more so
everybody
then.
has been talking about the whole age thing, and I'm like, they've been doing it since the beginning of
Exactly.
time. So why are we talking about it
Exactly.
now?
Yeah,
So
it
that's
was
why
more
I said it.
common. I feel like now it's like
Different
everybody
countries
look
is
at it like,
nothing.
I have
A 30-year-old can marry a 13-year-old, and
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
So that's
It's
what
crazy.
I'm saying. Like, when did it all change? Because it's been doing that since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
And I had one friend tell me, he was like, well, he's like, if I have a daughter and she's 20, I'm going to have her date a man that's like 27, 28. And he was like, she should date a man 7 years older than her. And I said, well, that makes sense. But but this is what he was saying it because of
I don't really think you should
how
go
he thought.
younger.
He was
already in
always,
your 20s.
he
but-
was just saying basically, I would tell my daughter to always date 5 or 7 years older.
Yeah, because
And I was like, that
mentally,
makes
Because you can learn something from them on
and
top
then
of that.
mentally where a person is.
Yeah.
Well, we mature faster than
Exactly.
men.
Yeah.
That's why when y'all been in high school and y'all got in a relationship, y'all took that relationship serious. Where the guy more so probably be like, I
know,
like
baby,
you.
mine was taken very
I
seriously.
take you serious, but
You see?
but I also want to have a little fun. That's because of that maturity level.
My boyfriend was older
Can
than
you
me.
imagine Brittany being that jealous ass girlfriend hanging by the locker? Like, where
I
you going?
wasn't.
No, because
could I when that was so
Brittany got
black?
too much. Brittany got too much pride. So no, I
That
can't
is
see
very
her.
much so.
I can't see her being jealous. I can't see her pulling her dude to the side like.
with him. I mean,
Huh?
like, just with him.
No, but I
Oh.
will say it was some Hispanic chicks trying to get on because he was black.
Right.
And he played basketball. He was tall and he was older than me. And you know, it was a few little.
Oh, them-
I had
Hey,
to
them
check, and it was
Spanish
some
girls?
Chaldean chicks. I remember her
Oh, yeah,
name. I'm not
them.
gonna say it. I know exactly who she is.
Chaldean chick taking in the booty.
Man, but she was on
I'm
him.
sorry,
So
Todd. I ain't
You
mean to
good,
say
bro.
that. I'm
You
sorry.
good.
I'm good.
no, she was on him real tough. I had to have some words.
No,
What, her or him?
All of them.
Then she had
Okay.
to just pull him to the side.
What?
Yeah, just put them to the side. Like you ain't never really supposed to let nobody see you sweat. Like I mean, my thing is, especially when it comes down to relationships, competition, it can help y'all grow. It ain't necessarily have to be a threat to me. Because
I feel
guess
like
what?
why create that
No.
atmosphere?
Listen, hear me out.
What's competition in a relationship?
Okay, let's just say, for instance, you in a relationship with somebody and your man is lacking in a certain area, but you know another dude that makes up for that area that your man is lacking in. Your man meets this dude and understands, oh, this is what she's been talking to me about. This guy got what I'm missing. Oh, let me step it up before I lose my girl to this guy. That's when competition become a good thing.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I would
But you
say
still
it
gonna
is-
get 80-20.
I would say this: different cultures with girls, they do different things in competition, right?
Like what?
Like I'm talking about how to get their boyfriends. Like you, I'm not saying you was pure all the way through high school, but I will say this.
You don't know women like that.
No, I'm getting to this. Like there's certain things when I made the statement.
You know,
the
you're
time,
right. They were doing things that other girls weren't doing.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's how competition come about amongst the girls, right? The other, yeah. You know what they did.
Saltines, yeah.
Saltines, you know what they did. They definitely was, yeah. And so in the Chaldeans, they definitely was doing what I told you.
Yeah.
And black girls was keeping their purity. One thing I can say about black
Yes,
girls,
we were.
when they was going to school with multiculturals, they was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Oh
really-
no, because them girls was doing some
just
stuff,
not
and they
going.
would be in the bathroom
Bro,
doing
get out of
stuff.
them
Like
bleachers.
they would be in the cars doing stuff. It's like what? bleachers. Like, what girl?
Get up
Under,
there.
yep.
Yeah, heavy
Under
on
the
the under.
bleachers.
No, and black girls were a little bit more discreet,
Yeah, most
and they
definitely.
was not really putting their business out there like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, and I learned
those other
that.
girls definitely was doing a lot. But
And
then the black boys, gotta be careful.
And I think the men,
Yes.
I think the men also
Yes.
create more issues between the women being competitive too, because the only
Yeah.
reason, to me, this is just my opinion. I think the only reason why it gets put out there that women are promiscuous is because most men are running their mouth too much.
Man, I can't.
So
I can't
Okay,
stand
wait.
men that talk. They'd be like, shut
Wait, hold
up.
on. Run that back. You said that women are promiscuous because men don't know how to just
shut
keep
up.
it-
They run their
No,
mouth
they
too
get
much
a
about.
reputation-
They get the
reputation.
reputation, but when they get that reputation, that's when word get to circulating about what
Okay,
other women
that's
are
when
doing.
others
Boom.
wanna- okay,
That's when more
okay.
competition come in. Oh,
Okay.
now I gotta outshine her.
Because
Now that I
I'm
know that
looking
she's
at it
slutty.
from a different angle. Like, okay, the fact that it's out there, it changes to where she don't want to do nothing, or she don't want to constantly have
No,
that.
you seen it in movies where the jock got the cheerleader and he bragging about it. Now
There you go.
now his homeboy coming like, hey, what's up?
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be the dudes' fault why women get that negative connotation.
And dudes that talk is whack.
It's terrible.
And I be
It's
telling
terrible.
females, I be like, dog, pay attention to how he is, because if you ever decide to do anything, he's probably gonna open his mouth.
Exactly.
Like, you gotta be careful.
You got
Dudes are whack for
People say
that.
names like Nancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
anyway.
Miles?
Yeah.
Miles is messy.
But
Yeah.
Miles really petty, because I really don't think Miles would talk unless you try to be one of those chicks that
Yeah.
try to act
Yeah,
like
yeah. I
then
think
he'll talk.
he'd be like, hold on, wait. You said I was what?
Well, right.
Wait a minute. Let's bring out this tape from
Yeah,
'89.
like, I think Miles is that form of petty.
Yeah.
Heavy on the 89.
Yeah, like I think he's that petty. Like, let me.
2021.
But you can tell, like,
I would defend myself in the
Some-
name of God.
some dudes-
Niggas in the
some
dark.
dudes be kind of, it's like, okay, you can tell he a little chill. He ain't gonna say nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because first of all, it's some dudes that didn't know that, didn't have their gift or didn't know what their gift was with women. So they was like, okay, I got the girl that I didn't think I was gonna get. Let me hold on to her. And they don't run their mouth.
Yeah.
They play their
Yeah.
part. Yeah.
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 That's the one
That builds a strong man.
Yeah.
That's the one I want.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Please.
Don't open your mouth, because I ain't opening mine. Shut up.
Because at the end of the day,
Did they go in?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just
but-
keeping my mouth shut. Like, it ain't your business.
And we too grown. We really too
But
grown
I feel
for
like
that
that's
now.
personal stuff anyway. Like, even if you was doing anything in high school, college, whatever, like, that's your personal business. People don't need to
Exactly.
know.
And
Exactly.
on top of that, it's like, bro, I'm not saying that it's okay to just be completely out there, but what I'm saying is, it's okay to explore. You got to figure out what you like. So who cares? Figure
Now,
out what you like.
I have a question.
What
I
up?
feel like that works for y'all.
I was just about to say, is
Because
it
a
a double
woman-
standard when it comes to exploring for men and women? Is it a double standard?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's a
Because
double standard, but
it's
I
a
don't.
double standard.
It's not
Yeah.
a double standard for me, but it's a double
Yeah.
standard for dudes. I'm
But
gonna
I
say
do
this:
think
it's a
you have
double
a limit.
It's a double standard for dudes that's in their ego.
Do you have a limit?
It can't be
for the woman.
It can't
For a
be.
woman.
It can't be a line waiting outside your crib like you passing
No,
out
but I'm
jokers.
saying a
But see-
chick that done had
but
a
see,
high
here's the-
number, you
here's the
still
thing.
want her.
But I'm not. Am I really gonna know the number for real? Women gonna lie.
That's what I say. That's
Women
what I
will
say.
lie about the number. If I wasn't there, how would I know the number for real?
So a lot of people coming up to you.
Now, if a lot of dudes, now here's
Saying,
where no. Here's where the problem will come in for me personally. If I found a woman that I'm interested in, like if I'm single, and a woman is out there, and every time we go somewhere, some
Somebody
dude
say
come
hi.
up. Not even somebody saying hi. Somebody come up to her feeling comfortable enough to hug her in front of me.
Gotcha.
That's when I know. Oh, he beat them buns.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, so then I'm gonna start keeping track of. How many dudes feel that
Gotcha.
comfortable to hug you? That means they've been there with you.
Gotcha.
That's interesting.
In front of me, not just hugging you when y'all out and about and you're by
Yeah,
yourself.
but would it be weird if they didn't though?
No, say hi and keep it moving, nigga. What you talking about?
Okay.
No, don't be
I
coming.
mean, because I think when you out with your dude or your girl, there
You ain't
are,
supposed to be huggy.
you can
anyway.
hug, but
That's
it's a
what I
certain
said.
hug.
That's what I said.
It's
It's
one
a
of
certain
those
hug.
respectfully.
You see, good church hug, good side hug.
Don't think you cool enough to just try to hug with both arms and pick up somebody.
It might be a double standard though, because I feel like a lot of men say that they want a woman that is experienced or has experienced things, but just not too much. But for the dude, I feel like they're more open and saying like, "Hey, I've tried this, I've done that, I've been with this girl, we done that," and that kind of molds them, and how they move forward.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Top of the top, caller, you on the air.
Ty, come on, man.
Come on, man. What?
Come on, Ty.
What up?
We know. Me and you both know. We know the behavior sometimes don't dictate the number.
That's true too.
Even if we don't know the number, the behavior gonna kind of tell you what range the number might be in.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I can't agree with you on that because some women are good actors. Nah, some women are good actors.
I'm talking about outside of that though.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about
wait a second. I'm sitting here.
What we know.
Brit light.
Go ahead, Cal. What'd you say?
I'm talking about outside. I ain't talking about something that's pretending. I'm talking about we know, for the most part, what we see a lot. We know that might be a high number though.
Okay, yes. If we're judging off of a woman that knows how to keep it classy while she's engaging with multiple men, that's different from a master splinter.
Where does the class come in with that?
Right.
That's
but
different.
You can catch that too, though. You can kind of catch that too. You just got to kind of watch the body language, though.
You got to watch and that's my problem right there. You got to pay attention to too much. I ain't got time for all of that. Yeah. I ain't got time for all of that. If you out there, you out there.
Can
if you're
y'all
not,
give
you're
some
not.
examples? What's the body language?
The body language, for instance, if a woman, he's speaking about these women from the plant.
Mm-hmm.
Most women from the plant
just go ahead.
Most women from the plant, once they go over two dudes, they become plant property. Okay, and by plant property, I mean they just keep. No, listen.
Right.
Once they become plant property, you know if they mess with somebody in the plant. They're going to go up to a guy. They're sharing lunch. They're doing this. They're doing that. The hugs are.
That's the behavior that y'all talking about.
No, but look, the body language that he's speaking of too. Mm-hmm. It's how close they stand to each other when they're talking.
Gotcha.
You can tell when they just homegirl and homeboy versus I didn't beat them buns before.
Oh,
and I'm ready to beat them again.
So we need to go to the plant and just watch.
It's the frequency of the visits to the area. All of that type of stuff, man. It's a lot of stuff.
To what's on the line.
No. Listen. Okay, so let me explain something else about the plant. There's downtime at the plant, a lot of downtime.
That's the problem.
So you got one person coming from a whole nother side of the plant, going to another side. How do I know? Because when I had free time, somebody was on the radio snitching on the worker, like, "Hey, why your worker over here on the crisis side? He's supposed to be on the forward side."
I'm gonna be honest, that is true because I had a homegirl that was talking to a dude who was on another side, and then he started. Bringing things to her, and she didn't like it because she like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Like she didn't even want to accept it because it's like, bro, chill.
And the majority of the time, y'all, most people that's messing around in the plant, they do work on different sides because working on the same line is super messy. Super messy.
Well, y'all
supervisor get involved, all kind of stuff going on.
Yeah. So
Chronicle coming.
So the supervisor get involved in y'all shenanigans.
Yeah, because the supervisor's trying to get in on the buns too.
That's interesting. Oh
my God.
They got their own shenanigans.
Listen,
field trip.
Let me tell y'all something. Let me explain something to y'all. When it comes down to dudes that's being driven by their ego, and then there's dudes like me that naturally just got it, it's a big difference when it comes down to that attraction. Women will come up to me and talking to me, and dudes is thinking that I'm trying to beat, and I'm not. I didn't mess around with women that I punched the clock with. I waited for them to quit and get fired.
Oh wow.
Because I didn't want to deal with that drama. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to understand, I didn't have tall nigga privileges. So I can't get away with stuff that tall dudes can get away with. That's why I chose not to deal with that.
That's true.
It's the truth.
That's true.
It's the truth.
That's true.
I played it smart.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's true. Got a brain.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who watches us on Soul TV.
Yeah.
Soul
That's true.
Soul TV, Deborah Cook says, "Good morning, Saints." That's why I answered because I didn't know who she was talking to.
Got you.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. We appreciate you. Appreciate you calling in, Cal. You right though.
Thanks, Cal.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Cal.
Shout out to Felicia. She said, "Cuzzo, where you at?" Oh, wait a minute. Who cousin?
I think that was for you.
Oh yeah, probably.
Maybe so. I don't know.
That's true. That's
Know
true.
your family. Know your
That's
family.
true. I'm gonna have to go to the plant.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
You learn a lot working there. Like you.
So I didn't even know it was two sides. I'm thinking everybody just come in there for the same company because it's in the same build. You know,
I hear a lot in that plant, and I just want to go just so I can be nosy.
Yeah, just for a day. I'll shadow.
And that's why I started off the conversation with the plant, because that's where I witnessed the most competition. Like I witnessed the most competition at the plant, and it came down to women.
So can it be competition in the same building, just on different sides? Because I know you said the same line is messy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it can. So it varies. Now, if it's on a different side, it can still become competition, because guess what? When I worked at the plant, I moved around a lot, because once I learned something and I mastered something, I'm ready to move on. So I bounced around in the plant. So I would see
No, I meant walking.
Oh yeah, right. I thought you meant women. I'm like, no. I told y'all my game already. But no, yeah. So once I learned something, I move on. But I got to hear a lot. One person from the rear line will be messing with somebody on the front line. But then it's another person on the front line trying to get with the same woman that's messing with dude on rear line. So then
I got all these colors.
Just stay in your line.
Exactly. It gets crazy. It gets messy. And I wasn't trying to be a part of it. I wasn't.
Well, in media.
So
I was about to say, well, acting is competition, but to a certain extent, because if you don't have a look, you just don't have a look.
Yeah. There you go.
So it's a little different in the acting world.
Yeah.
Because a lot, like, you could pull it off. You could be a dope actor
but if
and be very, very talented. But if you don't have that look,
your look don't match the character. I get it.
Yeah. So it's at that point,
I don't know
really no competition.
What's worse, that or getting put in the same role every time, getting typecasted?
Well, that should be the worst if you want to get typecasted. But at the same time, it can also be beneficial.
Yeah.
It's beneficial because, of course, you're still getting booked.
If you're an actor that's okay with that, then it's beneficial for you. But if you're an actor,
like if you're always the comic relief, I think I could deal with that. But that's the only thing I can deal with.
The comic relief.
Yeah. If I'm just the comic relief in every movie, I could deal with that. But versus anything else.
But you only get cast type if you continue to accept those roles.
True. I get that.
Like, I'm gonna see like the black guy who played it like 40-year-old version. And, he's definitely the comic relief.
Yeah. I think he's okay with that.
I think he's okay with it, but I also know he's a very talented person.
Very talented, but
super smart too.
He puts himself in that category, but he's funny at it. He's good at it.
He's actually great at it. I really like
that's why Kevin Hart was so big and doing different movies. That's why he did The Upside.
The Upside was one of my favorites.
That was a good. That was a great movie.
Because he was like, I can act.
Yeah.
And I did that too. With Melissa and them, they was putting me in comedy all the time, and I'm like, I don't want to be the funny girl. And the crazy part is, I have yet to go back to comedy. Not everybody want to keep me in this drama type of stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to cry anymore. I want to laugh.
But you know what? Because if you see a bitch, smack a bitch.
That's how I got. Like, Melissa challenged me to do a play, and I was lead on it, and it was a lot of crying and all of this crazy stuff that was happening in that play. And that's how I got into like drama. And it was like, oh, wait a minute, she got a whole nother side. And I've been in it. And I'm like, I want to go back to comedy.
Right.
I want to be funny again. I don't want to just be sad and crying and shooting, killing people.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
See a bitch.
And smack one.
Bitch.
Yeah.
That's my daily favorite part.
Hey, could you put our business with that? I'll be so happy.
It was everything. The face she made when she said it and everything.
But he the same way. Like, he get happy when he see me cussing and do it. It's like Diddy.
Yeah.
It's weird. He be the same way. Like, let me. Oh, okay.
Look at my baby. Look at my baby.
That's her.
Like, why are you excited so much cussing?
And then you be like, that's it.
Yeah.
Keep replaying that part. Like, hold on.
You cussed from your gut on that one. That was a real one. Like,
you know what though? You know what though? We paid attention to you not blinking in a particular movie. It's like, okay, now I see what she's talking about.
Yeah.
As far as that,
yeah.
Like, okay,
I be focusing on that bad boy.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's another topic.
So if you see a commercial, let's go to a
Play a
commercial. We'll be right back. Y'all watch the Rise and Grind Morning Show and podcast. We'll be right. Tune in. We gotta go back to what Darnita say. Hey, everyone, stay with us. Tell a friend, share a friend, and all that stuff. We'll be right back.
Alrighty.
So I'm gonna be like Queen Latifah and these bitches set it off. I ain't risking my life for no $2,000. You got $1 million in the hood. Somebody gonna fuck around and rob that motherfucker. You see a bitch, and smack a bitch.
Get ready for a night of lyrics and laughter. April 19th in Music Hall with Grammy Award winner Chrisette Michelle. Also, the smooth sounds of Kindred the Family Soul. And on the same show, get your laugh on with comedian Bruce Bruce.
Man, I went to church with my aunt. We didn't get up to 12:30. We didn't leave out of Friday evening by 4 o'clock.
And your celebrity host, Omar Gooding. Tickets on sale now. Available at Ticketmaster and the Music Hall box office.
Hey, real quick, I know you guys are enjoying the show. Yes, we are always having a good time on the Rise and Grind show. But please, do me a favor. Go to YouTube, type in Rise and Grind Morning Show. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Therefore, you can always be in tune with our live content and interact with us, be in the comments, and we can keep bringing dope, hot content to you. Now, we're going right back to the show.
Hey, y'all. What up, though? Hey, Ty, let's go back to what Darnita said. She said this is something.
It's always a double standard. It's always a double standard. Just like, for instance,
women.
Yeah, with women. Yeah.
Y'all get off us.
Like, for instance, if women, only women can get away with saying that they're bisexual. Once a man says, yeah, I got on my knees one time, it was all right, he can't go back. He's gay.
I heard the dude say that ain't true. He was like, you gay.
Yeah.
He was like, he don't care, ain't no bi, none of that. He was like, yo, no, you're gay.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I mean,
that's what I said. Women.
No, he was like, he just said it. He was like, people just try to make up things. He's like, it's two categories. Either you like straight stuff or you like gay stuff. And
But
he
what
was
if
like,
you don't like it no more?
no.
So
he believed.
His argument was there is
and
no
the reason why is because it's like you got turned on.
Oh, okay.
So that's how he looks at it. It's like it turned you on.
He
looks at it from
to
simplicity.
Huh?
He looks
No,
at
he
it from
said. I mean,
simplicity.
he wasn't judging. He just said it's like it's
Yeah.
that simple.
That's
Yeah.
bullshit. He homophobe.
No, he wasn't.
Must be
And
a
he's
family
really
member.
not. He not. But I'm saying he was like,
But
no,
yeah.
he was like, it's that simple. People keep trying to, and that's why we got all these different pans and it's like, nah.
that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy work. But I do, it is always double standards with something, Darnita. It's
that's just
unfortunate,
life.
but that's why. But I try not to. I believe in balance. So if I know that I've been out there in these streets and I meet a woman that's been out there in these streets,
He was in the gutter. Remember?
I'm not, gutter, whatever. Sewer. Call me a Ninja Turtle. I don't care. But what I'm trying to tell you is, if I meet somebody that's on my level of messing around, being promiscuous, or whatever, I'm not about to be judgmental because I did it too.
Right, most definitely.
So that's
So
what I'm
you're
at
a
with
little bit more receptive to
Yes,
that.
I'm more understanding. I'm probably one of the most reasonable people I know.
You really are, because
So-
I know guys that be like, no.
Yeah, we're not having that.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely not.
That's why I feel like
I've been
everybody
hoish.
should just have their time before actually trying to
if
settle down.
if they choose to have a time,
Right.
because some people
Everybody
just
should
don't
have a time.
Shoot.
Everybody don't want a time.
Yeah, everybody don't want a time. But if you
Some people just want that one and be cool with
But
that one.
everybody's time that can look different. So
You talking about their hoish time?
Yeah.
yeah.
So you believe everybody should have that phase in their life,
to a certain extent, yes.
no matter the damage that it caused?
It might not cause
No,
no
because
damage.
I said
it might
sometimes it does.
because it might cause more after, like by not happening.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Like
Yeah.
a woman who had one. I know one girl. She only had one penis her whole life.
You see what I'm saying? Now she don't know.
Is she-
what the
is she
others
mad?
are.
She's married. No, she's married.
But no, is she upset about just being with that
No,
one guy?
but everybody around her was convinced like you need to get some other penis.
And the problem is sometimes you can't enjoy the one you have because you too busy thinking about all the ones that you did have. So that's the damage I'm talking about.
But however,
but I'm saying that's why some people have issues in their marriages and
I can
relationships. relationships because y'all didn't
Because how
open
can
the
you miss something that you ain't had?
That you never
But I just
had.
feel like certain people, once that's out of their system, they don't want to go back, or they just
You
be like,
can't
hey,
get
Here's
out
the
of your
thing for
system,
me.
man.
No,
I tell
I
a
feel-
woman it's just hard not to think about.
But
being
the thing for me is, how did it get in your system?
how did what get in your system?
That
Just to
pink.
want
Exactly. All of them. How did it get in your system?
Listen, I just feel like it's a
Where did it
trial
come from?
period.
That's what people understand.
How about no? It ain't where it come from. Where it go to? Did it hit your
That's
gut?
my point.
If it hit your gut,
Shut
then
up,
trouble.
The weirdest,
I just like it's a trial period.
I think the weirdest competition I've ever been a part
I'm not
of.
looking at myself as no trial period.
No, not you.
I think
I'm
the
I'm
weirdest.
talking about me for
See,
real. Like,
the
we
weird-
dealing with women, so you gotta wait for them.
Yeah, right. But the
Keep saying,
that's the competition.
No, it ain't the competition. The weirdest competition I've ever been a part of is just men that run through women and always got to talk to the other man like it meant something that they did too. I always found that odd.
That's gay
Top
to
of
me.
the top, caller, you on the air?
Caller.
Hey man,
Hey man, say man. That's literally every time it make me think of that. Go ahead.
hey Ty.
Yo,
we on this. I don't quote unquote pass judgment, but at the same time, it's like you can choose to do whatever. If you want to go on the phase, you could be whatever it is, but you're not exempt from the consequences.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it is.
Yeah, I agree.
You said it better
Just
than
not
I said it.
Yeah.
You ain't say nothing, actually, Brittany.
Yeah, I get that.
But okay, so what would the consequences be though?
I just gave
that
you one.
point? Because now that's not something that you
Something-
are partaking in. So now you done moved on from that. So what would be the consequence?
I just told you not having peace in your current situation because you always thinking about that old thing.
I'm gonna call
Or
it
your
the-
stuff being loosey goosey.
I'm gonna call it.
You got external
Or now you
and
have
internal
Or you
consequences.
have HPV.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm gonna call it the crack. I'm gonna call
Okay.
it the
I'm just saying.
Okay, those are the different.
Okay, let the man speak, please. Go ahead, Miles.
That's all I want.
All right, for sure,
Okay.
Cal.
All right, Cal.
What was you about to say to him?
I call it the crack effect.
Okay.
Because a woman still is looking for that last orgasm that came from that one that she.
I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man who go,
The only thing I've ever been addicted to was that.
Right.
So, yeah.
And everybody can't reproduce.
everybody can't make that fake.
That's my point.
replicate.
And then you just
Yeah.
get a.
So now you over here bored, bland. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's consequence. I like the way Calvin put it. It is consequences to it. You can go out here and have everybody do whatever you want to do. But if a car loses its value based on how many miles is on it, what do you think gonna happen to you as a person?
But see, the
that's
difference.
a- that's a good one.
But that's what I'm saying. People don't look at it like that. If a car loses its value because it has so many miles on it, mind you, it's been great condition. You've been taking care of it. It's doing all of this. What makes you different than the car?
That's true.
But how about
And that goes for men and for women.
Only difference is between the car and the woman is that you can see the miles on the car.
Not only that,
Yeah.
but not only that, when the car started getting so many miles on it, right?
Yeah.
It's not running the same.
Yeah.
It's acting funny. Now you not same with the men and the women.
So,
You
hold on.
loosey goosey. He can't hang that long.
Let me play. Guys.
Devil's-
No,
go ahead.
God's
Devil's
advocate.
advocate.
God's
Angels.
advocate.
God ain't
Angel's
he don't
advocate.
need an advocate.
Exactly. Neither does the devil. He don't exist. So what I'm saying is, it's also some cars is built. The more you drive it, the better it gets.
Which car is that?
I mean,
All right,
the
come
one,
on. No, you got a good point. Come on.
Rolls Royces and things like that.
Oh, so that's why y'all want to go to the multicultural women.
Look, you heard me say, Marsh, you got a
So
good
that's why
point.
you
Come
going
on,
to
say
multicultural women. No, I'm just asking. I'm just saying.
But we need to. But while you bushing, we need to take that same theory and get on these planes because a lot of the planes that went down, them
go on the
motherfuckers
train.
were made in late 70s and early 80s, and we don't know it. We be getting those shit that's 50 years old.
I feel like
Miss
those are the
Linda-
stuff that actually works.
Miss Linda said, I think when people settle just to have a relationship, there's always going to be a cracked door for someone else to come through. And I
agree with that
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
I
that's-
agree.
I agree.
That's why I think singleness is important, and I tell people that all the time. Like, it's important for you to sit with yourself, get somewhere, get still, see the things that you like to do, activities you
yourself.
like to do.
Most definitely.
What do you know about you? Half people can't even tell you things about themselves.
Yeah. A lot of people get tripped
It
up
is.
in that interview question and be like, who are you?
Yes.
And everybody be like, my name is, I went here. But people don't know
They
how to
can't
answer
even
that question.
and when you know those type of things, it's certain things is like, yeah, I know I'm not gonna go there because I know I'm this type of person, so I know this this is going to happen, or this is what.
Well, Linda just said something else. She said because they are still low key looking.
You want to know because they're not satisfied.
Exactly.
And that's why I said some people have a lot of relationship issues is because they done been in a lot of relations and they had relationships. Y'all just had relations. No shade, no tea to anybody that want to go out there and experiment or do whatever it is you want to do. But like I said, if a car loses its value based on the miles, what do you think is happening with your body?
That's a good way to look at things.
It's a good analogy.
But I would say this, and this is crazy, but most men were taught you try to get some miles on you because when it comes down to pleasing a woman, sometimes.
But are all men taught that, or is that what black men are taught? Majority of men. Okay.
Yeah,
that's why I'm asking. Yeah. I want to know.
Here's the thing.
It can go both ways.
No, God created the kingdom that way.
Okay.
You know, how the kingdom is ran, that's how a lot of parents was raising their children. Quiet as a kept because you look through the books. And as a male, you can hit as many females as you want.
Yeah. And I've heard some men that have hit, they be like, yo, it's nothing special. Or it's, so, you know, and then it's like when you finally get that one, it's like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Exactly. Because they done got it out their system. They don't want to do that anymore.
But for the most part, the majority of men be like, yo, it's pretty much just regular.
Can I get the men some advice right quick?
Yeah.
Can you get us?
Oh my goodness!
Hey, can somebody put the YouTube link in the comments?
Yes. Can I? You make a vouch for me for this side, or you may not want to.
Go ahead.
When a woman in the midst of y'all making love, and she said, "Well, you just want to get it from the back,"
you sound so stuffy.
That means you wasn't doing a good job.
And she wants you to hurry up and finish.
Yes. This is false.
No, like if
This is false.
No, because if she said, you got to listen to the tone.
No, this is false.
Or when she a bold lay too, you know what I mean? She's like, well, you just want to get it from the back. You know what I mean? It's like.
You want to hurry and get this over with, sir?
Exactly. That's what you said.
Darnita, this is Brittany Chanel, not Tia. Tia is dark skinned.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
Oh, and she did it again.
I'm gonna do it again.
She's like, oh, we Tia.
Baby.
All right.
It must be a Leo thing.
It must be right.
It's not. That's not who I am. I know who I am.
No, I know. I'm talking about you. She might get y'all confused off y'all delivery or
She's
something.
Wow, Britt.
But we really, I mean, we are the same. Me and Tia are. That's why me and Tia vibe so much because we be on the same page. And it's crazy because like Tia, we just be here with a lot of things.
I know.
Yeah. That's why me and her hanging out together is probably dangerous.
I wouldn't want to see it.
Me and Tia have a great time when we be out.
And I just don't want to see it.
And we be sober.
I be getting, this how I be with Brittany. Hey, man, who's that girl right there with that nice little frame on her? Brittany?
Mine is so stupid. And he be calling dudes out. It look good, don't it? Mom, just stop doing it. I'm embarrassed. God,
that's when they had a couple drinks up and they look nice on those.
Yeah, that sounds like something you would do, Miles.
He's like,
Miles is jerk face.
It's just like on Facebook
me and Tia be having a good time and we be sober.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
But yeah, back to what you were saying, Miles. You were saying that it's gay when men decide to be competitive about women, like that they just slept with, letting the other dude know. Why would you say that's gay?
I would just to even put her business out.
That's how I feel like. I feel like he putting her business out.
Right. Now, don't get me wrong. If it's one of those runners. You know what I mean? Who or I'm gonna say the
it's cool, Darnita. I got you.
The home girl who know who she's hitting. You know what I mean?
Right.
She was like, I mean, Ty was cool. Ty know how to do this, boy. You know what I mean? Whatever. I get that. You know what I mean? But for a guy to be like, yeah, you know, don't act like you the only motherfucker.
Double standards. There we go. Yep, that's the difference.
That is true.
That's the double standard.
But guys talking is like just whack. But so what do y'all compete about? Money?
I don't compete about nothing with none of these.
I mean, it's some friendly competition that you have, so you are always competing.
I'm gonna tell you why it's never been.
I can't think of nothing.
I never been.
I'm saying you have Miles. You do compete.
Unless I
because
put
you
money on the table about something, like, okay, I'll tell you what I compete with when I'm playing pool. I'll compete with that.
So is it sports that y'all compete in for the most part?
That's probably for the most part I would compete in.
I'm gonna tell you what I competed in the most. Music was
But
mine.
you compete. That's what I'm saying. Y'all compete in something.
But that's something. But
that's something that got longevity. Not no woman.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it in that sense. What I'm talking about competition overall.
Oh yeah,
because everybody wants to be the best at something. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what is it? Something that men?
That's sad nowadays. A lot of people, these younger people, they don't want to be the best at it.
Well, that's because we have allowed it to be mediocre.
Yeah,
true.
And Neo said that a long time ago, and that's when we start accepting the mediocre.
Well,
but that's a whole other.
Back then, he was saying, "I want to find women."
But that's a different topic. But I'm saying, like, men do. The men, y'all compete, so like y'all competition is in sports, and
I mean that's anything that you put yourself in the race with, you in competition. But being a direct, like I never, and anybody can tell you, I never was in competition with nobody when it came down to my livelihood.
Oh,
right?
I thought you meant working out. I was probably like, I could tell, because you don't never compete with that.
Hey, I hate skinny people. Listen,
hey, that's the thing, because you never know what to say, man.
Like, think about it.
What's up?
When you in the gym, you might see it like, damn, Frank, what kind of, you inspired, but you still like, you want to, okay, let me get myself together a little bit. You don't say that to yourself.
I don't say that to myself. No, I don't. I don't say
arms look a certain way. You don't say that to yourself.
No, I don't know. I don't say that to myself.
No, you don't.
Why don't y'all though?
I don't say that to myself because I know what I'm capable of. And I know what I can do, and so I'm gonna stick to my.
But I'm about this current state in time.
I'm saying you don't be inspired by it, maybe
by another man's body.
Not his body. Like, let's say he might got a certain
really
cut that you looking for, like a cut in your arm or something like that, or like an ab or something.
Okay,
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like women do too.
We got
top of the top, Carly, you on the air.
We got company.
I think.
God damn it, Carlos.
You said you think what, bro?
I think when guys compete like externally, I think it's like kind of like what Mr. Miles said, like it's feminine. Like if you competing externally, like who got what on, who driving what, who got this piece of jewelry. That's a lot of stuff women be doing. It's like,
and that's what make it gay for men to do.
It's like for men, I think men is like who got the most virtue. Who got the most integrity? That's what we should be competing about.
Well, you ain't gonna find
that. That's not gonna happen.
I don't do that either.
I think that's against. I think you gotta go with chill with the monks or something. I don't know.
Because I ain't gonna lie, Cal. I used to hate when I used to hear we used to interview the people for the premieres. They be like, "Shit, I'm gonna outdress you, and I'm gonna outdress you." They gonna tell me I'm be sharp. I'm saying to myself, "That's gay to me."
Yeah, that's gay.
You know what I
I
mean?
feel like there's nothing wrong with that. You're anticipating and hyping up the event.
I think that's because you're a woman.
That's just like
when
the
you a woman, it's different.
But that's just like the pops. Everybody be like, "Oh, I can't wait."
But
to
like
see
I said,
yeah, but you would never say I'm an outdressed Britney.
Exactly.
First of all,
because I'm
nobody
not
should
looking.
say that.
That's what I'm not looking at that.
You hear her arrogant ass? Yo, that's hilarious. Did you see her face?
That's what I said. I personally wouldn't. I wouldn't say
Brittany,
that.
The only thing you gonna wear with if them legs is out, baby.
Listen, what I'm gonna let you know,
Baby,
I'm not wearing
nobody
no
should
shorts.
say that. So I don't swear.
She's not playing. That's the funny part. That's the funny
I think that's that other side of me that's coming out.
Yeah.
No, but we
Beyonce.
are. Hey,
I'm everybody's type.
I never said that. I never said that. What I'm saying is a lot of that stuff that we know where women competitions stem from.
Yeah.
And I said that earlier where
Shout out to the Chaldeans. Huh?
You so messy.
I don't know why you say that.
I think men shouldn't be involved in it though.
Yeah, men definitely.
But y'all are. I just told y'all why the men is
said
involved.
it too.
Because y'all start picking at a certain age, and if we don't look a certain way or some may blossom, we got late bloomers.
Y'all start talking too much. Y'all start talking too much about what that girl did to you in the bathroom.
But I'm saying,
Wouldn't that kind of stem from some like self-esteem issues though, instead of it being more so the man's fault?
It's not a matter of it being the man's
they can't
fault.
help when they bloom.
It's just a simple fact. Some women, like she said, some women bloom earlier, and y'all like it.
Well, you ain't bloom.
But you not. But you a girl being jealous of that. That's an internal thing though.
No. Go back and say what you said because you was being talked over. Go ahead.
like say you bloom early, Shan bloom late. If Shan was jealous of you blooming early, that's an internal thing though. And being chosen, you being chosen.
External, if that was it, at some way,
kind
shape,
of,
form,
sort of.
or fashion.
If my thing was like, if you saw it, if you were cool with us at first, and then boom, she gets something, and you start going to that, and that girl liked you, then it's not necessarily an internal thing.
That's what I say. It'll start to show and spill out externally, whether you know it or realize it or not.
And that's why I said women, and that's because the woman has to be picked, because y'all picking at that time. Hormones are in there, like it's a whole bunch of stuff of where that's different.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have competition with your friends anyway.
To be honest, it goes the same for men. Like you see a dude, he start getting taller, he getting a little peach fuzz. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that stuff start happening for me. Or he's bulking up.
What you about to say, Cal?
If I was jealous of that, that's internal, isn't it not? Is it not?
But see,
if I'm jealous that a woman picking him, that's internal, right?
It may start off that way, but then it's gonna spill out externally. Whether that be you be standoffish around him, like, oh, I ain't supporting nothing. Whether you,
but you keep saying jealousy, like all that stuff is not necessarily jealousy. It's just, oh wow, wait a minute, it's something. It's not always jealousy.
Yeah,
think about it.
That.
Think about it. Go back to your adolescent. You were fine before you hit adolescence. Just go back and think about where you were mentally at that point and when things start changing. I agree. It's a life thing. It's not necessarily jealousy or an internal thing. It's life.
Yeah, I get it.
And what you're doing, now you're working to figure out who I am. What makes me me. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. Just go back and think about your adolescence. Amazing. You should try them. But that's basically what it is, and that's why everybody start.
I eat them potatoes.
Yeah, that's why everybody start going through their whole identity crisis. But it's a life thing.
Is it really
think about the butterfly. The butterfly starts off as a caterpillar. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? It goes into something. It's life, y'all. Pay attention to the animals, the trees.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
90% of all caterpillars turns into moss.
Not everyone blossoms into the butterfly.
There you go.
And that's why I said that's that turning point.
Yeah.
That's that turning point is your adolescence.
Or what you're destined
and
to do.
And then that's when the internal work really starts to begin, right? And then that's where either you're going to be insecure about it or you're going to start building a security around it. That's what happens. And then that's why some people, when they hit them 30s, that's that second age of generation, second stage of adolescence. That's why people, when they hit their 30s, they like, oh, I know exactly who I am.
Most definitely.
And then that turns into their second child.
Because we live every age twice.
When I turned 30, I started acting a fool. I ain't gonna lie.
You knew who you
was. I figured me out.
You
to
knew
some
who
extent.
you figured it out.
And then I started doing different. I started doing things differently. I started literally changing who I was.
We live every age twice. Like right now, my granny, she's in her 80s. Yeah. She's pretty much 6 and 7.
Yeah.
She goes to bed early.
Yeah.
You know, she can't play that long. She gotta have something like she's like mystery.
Like now that I'm 40, I'm saying no more often. I'm telling the truth like I've never told before.
Yeah. How old are you?
40.
So what are you in the? Yeah, you in that 6, 7, 8 range, something like that.
Yeah.
Carrots, Miss Rhea. I'm sorry, carrots. I didn't mean to be all up in y'all.
My bad, Cal.
It's just I was talking to Cal. He hung up?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
That's
sorry, Cal.
My bad. Sure.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily think that produces. I think how you respond to it is going to produce the insecurity and things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then jealousy and envy, those are two different things too.
Yeah.
I think people don't understand.
And please, if you can, start setting goals.
There you go.
I told a friend of mine. He said, "Man, you trying to knock my dreams?" I said, "Boys have dreams, men have vision."
That's real.
And they was like, "How can you say that?" I said, "Bro,
how old was you when this happened?" Please don't tell me this happened yesterday.
Last
week.
It was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God, bro.
Look, last week.
Come on,
2 weeks ago.
If you, and that's another thing, bro. If you ain't accomplished nothing, you're not gonna be confident. No way. Accomplish something.
And to be honest, that's where the security starts, right?
Yeah.
And it starts with the adolescence when you start accomplishing things. Now you playing, yep, that's fine. That's when you playing sports, right? You start getting good at sports, or now you're good in school, and you start finding these things that make you, oh, this is what I'm good at, or this is what people like of me, and then. You know, that's where you explore it too. Yeah. Same for men and for women. Now you start seeing,
that's
you find certain clothes like, okay, this makes me look good. Yeah. Okay, this highlights this part of my body. Yeah. You know, that's what happens.
And I'm saying that because I had my ex-girlfriend. She'll wear a certain color in her hair and she get all the compliments, right? Mm-hmm. And she will rock that shit forever just because she received compliments from it. And guys, you know, I told my boy, I said, bro, it's time to get rid of Adidas jogging suit. It's just time because
it's time to get rid of what jogging suit?
Adidas.
How long?
Don't get me wrong. He a fiend on top 10s in Adidas jogging suit, but every time he step out, he wear these particular Adidas jogging suits. Gonna be like, dog, that's fly as hell because those are vintage gear.
Yeah, right.
And then people be like, they really want. He get his most compliments, and I told people, I understand how you can fall back into something to where you got your most compliments from. You know what I mean? Like I used to go down, I don't know if you remember saying this, I would go down to the riverfront and go to the Detroit riverboat and I wait for him to play Freaky. And I see how the boat rocked. And I used to be like, okay.
You did something right.
Yeah. So it made me happy to know that somebody still enjoyed my music.
Yeah.
And then, but we have to get out of that and just keep making goals.
So basically kind of keep moving forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Like don't get stuck in that. But we learned that. I learned that in acting. Like we never look for the crowd or fall into the crowd's response.
Right.
Because if you feed off of that, it's gonna affect you.
Yeah.
So because sometimes you might have a night where nobody says anything.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like that's how comedians are. Like, they should take that.
You can't feed off into the.
Dave Chappelle said when he was in Detroit, he said the worst show I ever did was in Detroit
because we're a tough crowd.
Tough crowd.
I think Detroit is the hardest, the hardest people to ever entertain or do. That's why I'm trying to entertain y'all.
Did you just see Omarion video where he was cussing them people off?
What happened? What did he do?
He showed his titties. He showed those titties.
He out of shape now. I don't know what he going through, or if he on meds or something, but he out of shape now.
Because he didn't find so much peace in his life. He didn't get lazy.
Let it go.
Too much soy.
Because I think he's vegan or something. Usher's still keeping it tight, keeping it right.
That's true. He was just saying like pretty much people were not standing up and you know hype enough, and then he was like, "You hear all at a concert, stand up." He was like, "Stand the F up" and all of that. And
first of all, you cannot demand.
Well, if you're at Detroit, you can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what people were standing like, who he talking to?
Yeah.
Like if you was hype enough to come out, you wouldn't have to tell people to stand up.
That's true.
But I was like, you have to understand that these people are older. This is a millennial tour.
Thank you. I know the people being older. They just your music was when millennials was in.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Well, that's who was in there.
Yeah.
So I just feel like you weren't doing it.
Your music was hot when it was a millennial music. You over there Harlem shaking. Everybody Harlem shaking over.
Exactly. Now all your millennials got diabetes.
I swear. That's what I said. We're getting older.
So trying to raise their hands and shit.
No, y'all getting old. I'm getting wise.
Okay, I like that.
Right.
I got Benjamin Button.
She was wise enough not to go. I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody participating in that foolishness.
Yeah. That one wasn't here when he was here.
But back to what we was talking about though, like I do understand the whole goal oriented thing. Like I don't understand how people can get stuck with just where they was more comfortable. Like
I can understand that.
I mean I do, but I can't get stuck.
That's because you're a person that wants to grow.
Right.
So you have to give grace to some people. Like ignorance is bliss.
Shit, y'all talking about giving somebody some grace. I didn't give nobody shit.
No, what I'm saying is
I'm not giving people grace when they know better.
Yeah.
I'm not giving people grace when they know better.
And that's where it's tough.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just have to meet people where they are.
Yeah.
And
y'all talk to each other too much. Stop.
No.
Today.
No.
You and her.
No.
Y'all only gonna talk once a week.
First of all,
hold
on. First of all,
listen,
no. All you don't live with me. You don't pay no bills. So you don't tell me what I can and cannot do.
All of first.
You know what?
First of all.
Okay, let's get this right.
Secondly,
y'all motherfuckers sound too much alike to me.
No, because these are the facts.
Because what I've learned is some people just don't want to grow.
There you go.
So with that being said, I have to just accept that they don't want to grow, and that's where grace comes in there, right? Because we get grace every single day.
Yes,
Can you
yes, we do.
imagine how God be so annoyed and irritated with us? With the foolishness that we do.
I know God
And
looking
we
at me
get
like,
we
you
get
doing it
grace
again. You doing it
every
again.
single much, and it says what to whom much is like those that is forgiven much, love much.
Yeah.
And that's because they have that grace. So we have to give it to people. And just understand, like, okay, people are not where I'm at.
Yeah.
They don't want to be here,
Right.
and that's okay.
And that's all right.
Yeah, that's
all right.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I don't know. This is why I love podcasting so much. Like, I don't love podcasting because of the accolades or nothing like that. I love it because it's a way of life for me.
Where's the
personally.
accolades? We get accolades.
Like, I want.
We do.
Yeah, definitely.
I had a press pass. I got free drinks.
but also it's just I took on it's a way of life to me now. Like, now I push myself more because I've been doing this. Like, I'm not looking for the praise and all that stuff. I'm looking for you helped me do this. Oh, okay, cool, that's dope. I'm more so solution based. How do we get past this?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It pushed in my personal life.
But
Podcasting has pushed me to handle things on a different level. Like, okay, this happened. How do we get past this now? I'm not trying to just hold on to the anger. I'm not trying to hold on to however I was. Forget these feelings. Feelings are temporary, just like everything else.
But that's also the fact of you growing.
There we go.
That's also you having exposure.
Yeah.
That's also you working on you, and that's also you getting older
Yeah.
and maturing.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you can't expect that.
I'm not expecting it from
not
everybody.
even expect it or even look for that in other people all the time.
I don't.
So that's why we said give grace.
Yeah.
Because it
Try
took
to.
you time to get there as well.
Hell yeah.
So it might take someone longer.
Yep.
Or someone that might not understand. Your job really is to just plant the seed, keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's your job to plant the seed. It's somebody else's job to water the seed, and then there's someone else's job to cultivate it.
Yeah.
Well,
And you know what I'm saying? You got to understand what your job is in some people's life, and sometimes your job is just to plant the seed and keep it moving.
Yeah, please not let us bypass that.
Don't do something foolish.
Q called Brittany Rich Auntie.
Hey, Q. Exactly, Darnita. She said after you figure that part out, it makes it easier to choose the rooms you want to grow in, and that is
Definitely.
key.
Definitely, yes.
And it goes back to, like I said, knowing who you are. That's why I think it's so important to figure that out instead of y'all telling everybody to go explore physically with sex, because I feel like that's the worst thing you could ever do.
No, listen. Sometimes,
And you said that?
Hold on, yes,
You said that?
I'm about to say this because one thing for sure, two things for certain, and this is what I learned too. A woman who goes through a phase. I'm not saying have sex with 100 men.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But what I am saying is explore yourself and to know who you are better.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
the man who you with, what happens is you start hearing these stories as a woman.
Mhm.
This man made me feel this way. This man, and you said enough just about.
And that man may not do that for you.
Right, and it triggers something. Now, most women don't have open conversations with their mate.
No, they don't.
So if they're unsatisfied, they will rather, if they're the faithful type, they'll go through their whole life being unsatisfied.
And that's sad.
It is indeed.
Hold on, wait a minute.
So what's up?
But the first, that's why the Tyler Perry movie, Temptation, is it
Yeah.
Temptation?
Yeah.
When she
The
left,
marriage counselor?
when she
Yeah.
left and got AIDS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But see, she was willing. The thing is, you got to have an open mind.
right.
Both of y'all.
Yeah, but hold on.
Thank you, Darnitha.
But the most important part, that man was offering something that her mate did not.
Exactly.
And she blurted it out in the midst of her saying, he's spontaneous, he is, he that.
But she was trying with her husband.
No,
Yes, she was.
She tried. Look, she tried to
did
have
try-
sex somewhere else other than the bedroom.
But that's the whole thing. He wasn't like that. And that's the part I'm saying about picking men who fit what you are willing to go for. That's one. Two, a woman has to understand if you're not willing to, if you're willing to settle down, you have to settle in. You feel me?
I agree
so
with that.
whatever that man is about, that's what you.
That's
gonna
what
be.
you, and I tell people that's submission,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's the true definition of submission.
Yeah.
Whatever that mission is, you going under that.
Right.
So that's why it's important to pay attention to what Miles said about that particular man.
Yeah.
And I agree with you at 100%. But I do think that you want to get with somebody that does have an open mind and do want to talk about those things, because you don't know
And I think a man
until
should-
you explore with that person.
I think a man should, if a man, like hypothetically speaking, if you are into that shit and you like, hey babe, meet me in the bathroom,
right?
And she don't meet you in the bathroom, you know
It will
she
never
ain't-
be another meeting in the bathroom.
Exactly. Now, but it could go another way though.
People can bring that out of you.
But it could go another way too.
Yeah.
It go another way too. Oh, you don't want to meet me in the bathroom? I'm gonna find somebody to meet me in the bathroom.
Well, then that's when you go find somebody else, because
Right.
you ain't the one who want to be spontaneous with me. Then we need to find somebody else.
It will never be another
And y'all,
bathroom.
AKA Brittany is a freak. Just in case y'all
Nobody
know she
said
is.
that. Darnitha said, Brittany, you're gonna be a great mom. Thank you, Darnitha. I appreciate that.
Very much because Miles said you were free. That's what happened.
Now we running back.
My daddy listening. Don't y'all be talking to me like this.
Hey, look, if you see a bitch, smack her.
Look, that just got cool points back. He was like, you know what?
No,
Alright.
but I do think I think men, that's why they always ask women, like, do you have an open mind?
Yeah.
Is your mind open?
Yeah,
Because
Miss Red got a good point.
I think
What
that's
Miss
a
Red
necessary
said. She
point.
said we got grace every day and we still be messing up. So I'm grateful for another chance, and I do my best to extend it to others.
Thank you, Miss Red.
At the end of the day,
I'm with you on that.
that's it,
grace
Miss
is
Red.
important.
I definitely give my attention on extending people grace.
Cool.
However,
Exactly. Because you don't give us none.
I'm just kidding.
because my expectations of y'all are different. But
Yeah.
y'all not average. Anyone anyone I'm around, they're not average. And so when I look at y'all way different. You know what I mean? I don't look at y'all like getting mad about certain shit. I'm like, hey, never let them see you sweat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the debacle last year about the Oscars and people didn't win.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or nominated. So I mean,
I won and I was nominated, so thank you for those that voted and nominated
Right.
for me. I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much.
I appreciate the nomination. Yeah.
yeah, but most time,
Yes.
but most people. That's why anyone who's around me, I just expect more out of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get it.
That's understandable.
And I don't look at the people are hanging around me. It's look like I'm in this life thing with them together. So I don't like if y'all ever see me get upset, I'm fucking upset.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see that happen.
Yeah, that's
I've seen Todd go. Todd can go from 0 to 101.
You see him get
And I'll
upset?
be
I don't
looking
think
at him
I don't think
like-
I've seen you get upset before.
Yeah.
What just happened? Like he's very passionate when he speaks.
Okay,
Okay.
maybe.
Hey, look,
Okay.
hold on.
He very
Both
passionate.
Both of y'all,
Who?
you and Todd.
Oh, I know.
Is
It's
very
fire.
blatant for saying.
It's
yeah.
passion. Okay, I can understand
So
the
the
passion
passion-
talking,
Because you
but
wanna
to
know
me
why?
that's not mad.
Because I love hard.
Yes, me
I
too.
love hard.
Me
And
too.
I want the best out of
Yeah.
whoever is with me, whoever in my circle,
For
whoever
sure.
I'm talking to. Yes, like he don't never get nobody grace. I want the best.
Yes, for sure.
I'm
Exactly. That's
telling
what I
you,
said.
I want the best,
I
and
get
I'm
that.
going to get it.
You
I
know,
get that.
So
I
don't
understand.
be around me if you don't want to be the best.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
guess
hey,
what,
lady.
Brittany? The only people say I never give them grace is people who I'm around.
You don't never give us grace.
Yeah, that's the thing.
No.
Brittany, when's the worst? You keep saying this. I want to know when was the worst time you see me go off.
On air.
Me and you went off together on air.
That wasn't a real go off.
No,
But I know it can go off.
It was passion.
It
Okay.
was passion.
Oh,
That's why I don't
'cause you was
equate
like,
it to being
"Put you
me.
down."
Yeah.
And then Dorian was like, Todd, just let her have it and shit. I was not letting up on y'all. Like,
Yeah, that's what I said.
I forgot we were talking about that day.
Dorian, it was something with the wife instilling greatness with them. Like, men don't reach their greatest unless they have that wife on
Yeah,
their side.
yeah.
I agree with you on that.
No, it was something you disagreed.
It wasn't that you didn't.
No, you didn't. You was like, I'm great on my own. My wife. Like, it was like, wait a minute.
Oh,
Like,
no. I think I know what happened. All right. So now,
That is funny.
now I know what happened.
All right.
Okay. So I
Now
was
let's get
saying
the
that
explanation.
I was great on my own, but I was also saying that my wife helped. She assisted with making me better.
I don't know exactly the conversation. I just know you and Dorian was like,
it wasn't about that your wife made
you better, yeah.
Made you better. It was the fact that we went off a subject and came back on it, and then you and her was in somewhere else in the middle.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Okay.
I was like this. I was eating popcorn. I wasn't there.
Yeah, mine was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And I just remember Dorian was like, yo, let her just have.
Because at the end of the day,
that one.
Oh,
But-
so that was the day? That was nothing.
That's what I said. That was kind of like,
You know what I thought? You know what I thought Brittany was
but
talking
you know
about?
how it could have went.
I thought Brittany was talking about like one of my like solo shows or something like that.
I've seen you on your solo shows, but I can't remember what.
Getting
but
angry?
Yeah.
I've seen you. It's just you speak with passion.
Yeah.
It's just you speak with, and that's because I care.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get mad that I care.
Yeah. Because if I don't, then you in trouble.
If I don't care, then you should really feel some type of way.
Yeah.
Hold on. I seen Brittany said, on that note, good evening. I'll talk to you guys later. You have a good day. You have a good day.
Oh, yeah.
And then she looked down. She like, okay. And walked out. I was like,
Miles called me
Hey,
like
that was funny.
night, and
That
he was
day
like,
was hilarious.
I've never seen anyone cuss somebody out.
Yeah.
With such grace.
With grace. And I was
at the
like,
end of the
listen,
day.
I have to go. Because I
Yeah.
know I'm fired.
I have to go.
Yeah, indeed.
And it can get bad.
And the fact that that person think they fired, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh Jesus.
We ain't saying no
It can
names.
get bad. It can get bad. And that's
Hot,
why
more
it's
like hot garbage.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good
If I
answer.
get that fiery, I have to walk away.
And see,
It's gonna be dangerous.
And this is how I know. This is how I know how to deal with
I have
Leos.
to go.
It's either I can fan that fire and make it worse,
Or you're gonna explode.
Or yeah,
It's gonna-
Here's the
Or
thing for me.
I'm gonna bring it down.
I'm aware of that, and I
Yeah.
know that about myself. This is why if I say, "Give me my space," please give me my space.
I'm with you on that.
And if I say it that nicely, please get out of my way. Let's not try to resolve this right now. I need to calm down.
Hold on, but you don't kill me about Shandy though. When she
I
get
understand
upset.
that about myself.
Huh?
When she get upset. Cause you think she about to just speed the fuck away from you, and she walk away slow as fuck away from you. Like now you gonna see me walk out like this, and I ain't hightailing it. I'm letting you know how I feel, and then that's how you know she.
I don't
been-
move out of madness.
So when I first kind of got into like the whole radio podcast, whatever, it was a guest that came on, and he was so calm, and he was
That's
like
scary.
and I was cool, you know, I was being very funny and all this other stuff, and he put me to the side like after the show, we were talking, and he said, he was like, "You're fire," and I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Because it's always a flip side to the coin."
Of course.
So he said, so for whatever side is like the cool side that people see,
Yeah.
when you flip it over, that's a dangerous
Dangerous
side
side.
that people
Oh,
don't
yeah.
want to mess
Oh,
with. And he was like, that's because you love and all this other stuff. But my dad is the exact same way. He is cool as a cucumber. But
Until you mess
baby,
with him.
do not turn that man up.
Yeah. I saw this.
Do not turn that man up. I'll be scared of him.
Yeah, I saw this post that
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
I saw this post that said when you tell somebody you a Gemini, they act like you an Illuminati.
Yeah,
Now, I thought that was
yeah.
hilarious because
Every
I'm
time
like,
somebody tell me that, I be like, oh, you crazy.
we all are. We
Yeah,
all
y'all
are.
nuts.
We all
Little
are.
shaky fool.
We all
I'm
are.
saying Illuminati.
But the thing for me is, I feel like in y'all world, like it's 20,000 people in y'all world, and y'all only see y'all world, and you be like, how do you not
Just see it from your
understand
perspective.
somebody else's perspective?
Oh, I do. Oh, I do.
Todd is the most
Geminis are
common-
different. Geminis are every
You
Gemini
are-
is different.
Yeah, but you are the most common.
He's the common Gemini
I ever
ever.
met.
It took time.
Dude,
It took
so
time.
Geminis is more so turned, like they turned
No,
up.
they
hotheads.
They don't listen to nobody.
They don't listen. They think they right. They think they know everything.
Think of Kanye on steroids.
So,
It's
for real.
always an argument. This one dude I talked to, he was a Gemini. We tried it twice. I said,
ain't
you
never
know
talked
what?
to a Gemini yet.
I said, I cannot do this because I feel like I have to fight for my life every single time we have a conversation, and I refuse.
Yeah. Now Aries is something different.
I'm willing to bet that she got a Gemini moon in her sign, in her zodiac.
Maybe.
because
Probably.
you be like Shanny, blah, 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 blah. That's me being angry. No, that's not angry. What you are, you be sitting like she gonna sit up here.
Yeah.
Tell me.
She will say that. She be like, because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. You're like, no, Shani, that's okay. Cool.
Just let me have it because at the moment I don't be trying to hear that.
When you hear 3 OKs, that's when you know
this
Telly
how-
about to be on one.
No, this how you know when she on one. She like, I'm fine.
For men, for women, when a woman says she's fine, she is not fine. And if I hit you with the K,
with the period,
I'm just talking about the K, not the O.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
with the
dangerous
period.
around here. At least I know that about myself.
Well, this is how you know your girl mad at you. What time you get off? When she said that shit, what time you get off? You know you in trouble.
Well, no, baby, I just hang up the phone.
Yeah,
wow, that's
30
disrespectful.
seconds.
That's disrespectful.
You could be a big bye. I know you're gonna say bye, click.
Oh yeah.
Brittany's disconnecting after 30 seconds.
I should disconnect after 30 seconds.
You and Sheena need to hang, dog. I swear y'all act
I'm so serious. If I'm upset, you said bye, click. You said bye.
No, sometimes I don't even get a chance to say bye.
Well, here's
you said
the
it.
thing.
She'll get mad.
You
said what you said.
Don't do that.
That's not disrespectful then if I say bye and you hang up.
No, my whole thing is don't hang up because I still have something to say.
Yeah.
No, I had nothing else to say.
Hold on.
Is this count? Another 10 minutes.
Top of the top, calling you on the air.
Man, them Geminis is two faces in the soul, bitch.
Is that Dorian?
Yeah.
That's Dorian. That's what I said. Another 10
Hey, Dorian.
What up, Dorian?
Hey, Dorian.
What's happening? And listen, I would say this about Geminis on both sides, male and female. Well, men, the Geminis I know are what I like to call, they definitely sun people. They will bring everybody around them. They will make that person feel special, and their next best friend will be like, well, who is this guy? And they'll be like, well, who is this guy? This Gemini will bring everybody together. That's one thing I can say about Geminis. They are uniters.
Yes.
They will bring
Yes.
different disparity, different type of people around.
Yep.
And they will make each friend feel like they're that special friend.
Yeah, everybody
And
ain't
come to
bestie.
find out. Yeah, and look, come to find out.
They're like
they
none
got
of them.
about eight. Yeah.
That's the
They got
one.
about
It don't
8
be
of
that.
them. They don't like none of them.
No,
Faces in the motherfucker.
no, it's something we don't.
God.
It's something like we don't like about each person. But it ain't that. I ain't never did that. I brought people
I
together.
told you, Ty, you a different type of Gemini.
Yeah, I know. I must be, but I brought people together, and I wanted them all to meet because I felt like they all needed to meet.
Yeah.
It wasn't just on
But you
account
know
of
the trick
me.
to that?
What's up?
You know the trick to that I see that y'all do, which is you make you gonna meet somebody, right? Y'all just vibe. It could be somebody at your job.
Mm-hmm.
By the time, give it 6 months, that nigga gonna be like, hey man, that's my brother.
Yep.
They be willing to do whatever, right? And so when he bring around his other friends, and they gonna be like, well, who? That create that it's almost like your whole subject is a competition.
Yeah.
It's like each friend is competing for this and listen, man, my bestie, man, me and him, we got to stay apart. We like brothers, but we beyond friends. We like brothers because I'm a fish. So I see that, I know it's two different people in y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two different people. And as far as female Geminis,
Oh man.
they some cold freaks, man.
Yes. Oh Lord. Man, listen.
You hear how loud Miles got?
Miles got excited.
Them motherfuckers, boy. Ooh. Man, Jesus. Oh God. Matter of fact, I got need to see a Gemini. I wish I could see a Gemini today.
Miles, please.
In the words of Bernie Mac, I ain't never had no pumpkin pie. Anyway.
And you know what they're gonna do? And they got no emotion about it. No emotion about it.
Yeah.
None. They will bang you out. And be like, all right, go about your business. Be like,
Catch you later,
"Word?
buddy."
Catch you later. Smell you later. I'm out. Yeah, that's all I wanted to add. Because I don't even want to talk about my sign because we the best. Hello, Pisces.
All right, man. We appreciate you calling in.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
All right, Joe.
Pisces.
Goodbye.
I knew it was something fishy about that, man.
And what's the most competitive sign y'all came across?
Competitive far as what?
In general. For me, it's been Leo and Scorpio.
First of all, there's no competition with that one.
I knew you were going to say that, but go ahead. Go ahead.
I never looked at people as competition.
Right.
That's why people even...
No. The most competitive. Like you seen somebody that became around you and was like, oh, man, I could do that better than you. Or somebody's done that.
That's everybody,
every sign? Okay.
No, that's majority of every man that I knew.
Okay.
And the only reason they was like that because I always had women around me. And they thinking I did this for women. I said, no, I just trust women more than I trust men.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I agree. You know, Dame Dash said that.
Yeah, I trust
women way more than I trust men. And men can become very envious and jealous of things that they think that they want.
Yeah.
And,
Women are territorial.
Yeah, but I trust women more because here's my problem. Like one day my wife was trying to figure out why I have more female friends than male friends. I said because most of these males act like women. And if I'm going to deal with somebody that act like a woman, I'd rather be around women.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, women, I think women are really
and listen, more importantly, women get things done.
Yeah,
they do. That's true. That's it.
When I ask my wife to get something done, she gets it done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's what we're called to do. Like
I was about to say
it's in our
nature
DNA to do it. Like, give me something to do.
But most men want to be around their boys. I don't.
I don't either.
I never understood that.
I don't either.
Why? Hang out with their boys instead of hanging out with
I just told you.
That's too bad.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I missed it.
Most dudes act like women. So if I'm about to be dealing with that, I might as well deal with a woman.
Because I'd rather deal with
and
your
have something to look at.
But this is why
women girl or something. I'm like, how are you going over your boy's house and you not?
Because they gay.
Hanging with.
But that's why women like men that have something going on, men that's doing something because
motion. Yes,
it requires us to do something too. Like
you know what? You just gave me an idea.
Of course, I'm always giving you ideas. I want my money for these ideas.
Okay. You sound like somebody else I know.
Give me my money. Like no, but that's in our DNA. We want to do stuff.
They funny because they'll be thinking I'm be hip to social media shit. They try to do the whole give me my money shit.
Now that was when I say that was the funniest thing.
No. I've been around when y'all clowned them about stuff.
I was gonna say Ty wasn't there. Ty wasn't there that day. That's when we all had with some breakfast.
Yeah, because we was getting ready for the podcast.
Oh yeah.
And we was trying to get Miles, and he was like,
but everybody was here too. Yeah,
they thought they was gonna get me. I'm like, okay, I get it.
Like, who put this on his algorithm?
Then he was like, no, you go last. Like, say the best for the last. Like, I say the best. Like,
Mom tried to go second. We like, no.
I did that with my parents. My mom's like, this is dumb. She's like the last person. She's like, this is stupid. Like, I'm like, that's why we don't do nothing with you. She's like, there's something wrong with y'all kids. Like.
Anyway, I wonder how we would have been if we would have had the technology that these children have now. For real.
Oh, man.
Invincible.
But I think we would have been more creative.
More retarded.
Exactly.
I think we would have been more creative, especially in the music.
Well, he's talking about his generation. You and X. You ain't over here with us.
That's true.
First of all, I don't even y'all don't do shit. Listen,
yes, we do. You want to Malcolm X so bad.
He ain't in the generation that he is.
That's true. He's a millennial.
He's a millennial.
You a millennial.
When was you born?
84.
He's a millennial. How much you want to bet?
What is it? 85 then?
It's 81 to 96.
You
he is a millennial. Don't tell me.
That's
Give me my money.
I never disagreed. I never cared.
I know, but you sound like, whoa.
You don't act like a millennial. Anyway, you know.
Yeah, he does.
Miles, you just want a Malcolm X and Martin Luther King in 2025.
Don't nobody know who you are.
And that's not going to happen.
You unknown. You and Dorian. Don't nobody know y'all.
You know what?
Okay. Ain't nobody checking for y'all.
You know what? We can be whoever the fuck we want to be.
That's the sad part.
And why can't millennials?
Because y'all got a whole word. Y'all got a whole word. We just we're the unknown. Meaning we can be who the hell we want to be.
We walk so the other generations can run. What are you talking about?
So that way we don't have to repeat it.
So
we moving forward.
But y'all still got the handicap sticker. Listen.
It's social media because of us. What are you talking about?
That's true.
It's social media podcasting because of us.
Okay.
No podcasting.
We paved the way. Martin Luther King giving his
to the
speech.
next level.
Zuckerberg started. Well, no, he didn't start social media, but he made it popular.
You know what he did? Took it to another level.
Yep, there you go.
You know what it did?
The two brothers took it to another level.
What two brothers?
The one who actually came up with the concept
of what?
Of Facebook.
Oh, the Winklevoss twins. Yeah.
You mean after it became for?
They had an idea that when before Facebook got started, it was some twins called the Winklevoss twins, I think, and they had an idea to get Facebook. They had plans on having social media, but it was just for college people. So Mark Zuckerberg took their idea and ran with it, but then also created Facebook and made it world. Well, no, I'm sorry. What's his name? What's the guy name from Napster? He came in and made it. Hey, you need to make this worldwide instead of just making it for college.
Yeah,
which
and then he gave us live.
Shout out to Jada.
Hey, Jada.
What's up, Jada?
See you at Cheetahs tonight at 7. We talking about competition in the workplace.
Yeah. She said yes to the topic, so she's agreed that work can survive with competition.
Yeah,
friendly competition.
Well,
Okay.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't say, well, maybe at Cheetahs, right? But in the film world, there is no real competition.
I said that earlier.
No,
I said it's really not competition, right?
no
Because
competition.
it's a look.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a look, and if you just don't look the part, that doesn't mean that you weren't good.
The competition.
You just didn't look the part.
The competition is really in the pre stages, like in casting calls. That's the competition.
You think that's the competition?
Darnita, I'm 40.
Yeah.
And I'm 53.
She didn't ask.
You know, she said how.
She said all.
I thought she was meaning him, not you, because you wasn't. You was here, so when you was X'd out,
they already knew.
You was X'd out, so I feel like people already knew.
Yeah.
You know the crazy part? Most millennial penises still don't work. Mine's do.
I don't know.
I mean, drugs. I mean,
I ain't got no. Ain't no complaints over here.
Like, no,
I don't
nigga,
know.
No,
I'm
but
not,
it's
I don't
not
know.
even.
And how do you know that
I ain't
though?
gonna say-
No. Question: how do you know if they work or don't
Only
work?
because
he listens to the women that tell him?
The women.
Doctor reports. You know, ED is really bad.
Who's just showing they files? Protect y'all my charts, please. Protect y'all.
Listen, ED is real big from people 40 and under.
Protect
Real
y'all
big.
my charts. We got people snooping.
It's sad, but,
But
it's the truth.
that is why they were saying a lot of the kids are autistic now because of the men smoking weed. Because a lot, and to be honest, if anything is happening with the children,
It's
it does
'cause of
have
the
a lot
men.
to do with the men.
Yeah.
So that takes me back to what I said earlier when you were trying to talk about the women of a certain age.
Do that again.
Earlier.
What the hell is that? I don't know, Curse.
You got Brittany curse.
Incorporate that on the show.
It's really because of the man's sperm.
Okay.
So, ladies, make sure he's taking care of his sperm. Make sure he's eating carrots
And drinking water.
and drinking
Pineapples.
water, pineapples, fruit. Listen, that's why it's important for a man to be healthy for me.
Yeah.
Because you got to take care of that part.
I'm up here like,
Jada
yeah.
said it depends on the business. True,
Yeah.
Jada. That's what we
That's
stated.
true. We said
stated
that,
at
so
the,
yeah,
in the
yeah.
very beginning.
Yeah.
But
Jada's 25 and she is.
Jada.
She's 25. Leave that
Yes.
woman alone.
I'm only as old as you feel.
I got nothing. I mean,
Jada's 25.
I seen you on camera. You look 25 to me.
Like I said,
Okay.
Black Don't Crack, which is streaming on YouTube right now, starring your girl Brittany Chanel.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Black
Jada
Oak.
at the age of 25, lying. Anyway,
I'm not mad at women for that. Like, let that girl live her life.
You only as old as you
First
feel.
of all, Jada fine as fuck. Let's get that straight.
I concur.
Let's just get the fact that she fine
Jada
as
is
fuck.
very pretty.
Jada-
Let me tell you, she fine as
She's
fuck.
gorgeous.
She's beautiful.
There's only two women right now in film. Like, it's Jada and Kia B. Yep, fine as hell. Yeah. Shout out to the women in the
Jada,
film.
Jada just dope though.
I love Jada.
Yeah,
I like her.
she
I like
a
her
vibe.
spirit. I really like her spirit.
She's dope. Yeah.
Anytime she
She was
comes
like
here,
that
it's just a
when
vibe.
I first met her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
nice.
love her smile. I like her wifey's eyes, her beautiful eyes. Dime, her eyes is fucking gorgeous. I never seen a woman's eyes be like that beautiful, like natural. Like you be like,
Yeah.
damn.
Can't look too long.
That sounds like she on Prince
Hey, look,
level.
First of all, she ain't gonna like me anyway. But my point was,
It's not.
my point being,
No, because you're not her type.
Right. Shout out to Jada being her type.
Respectfully, yeah.
Jada, everybody
I'm
type.
about to say Jada's probably everything.
Jada, everybody type.
Oh man.
That's so funny.
Damn women, we have to do everything.
Yeah, and y'all wonder why I said the competition and how women be
Yeah.
feeling they not enough where that stems from.
Yeah, but women don't do everything. Y'all don't swallow. Listen, I ain't mean to say that because Ty don't want. I don't want Ty being mad at me. Ty don't
I ain't
want
mad
that.
at you.
First of all, that's
You
disrespectful.
gonna be you.
I'm not mad.
Stay out of
Girl, I'm not
women's
mad.
business. That's none of your business.
Let me sound a women minute.
Yeah, because why would you say that? That's so foolish.
I was just joking because
No,
they have
you was serious. You say it all the time.
Look, you're done. You're done.
It's over.
And let you know, 'cause I'm watching the old girl who took Kevin Samuel's place.
I saw that.
I mean, man, when I say she cut, she said, so you're 39 and you have 7 children? She said, how many fathers? She said 6. Mm-hmm. She said, okay. Next.
That's Brit. That's Brit. You're done.
Yeah.
Listen,
That's Brit. Yeah.
after you told me how many kids it is, you're done.
Yeah,
and that
that's
goes for
Brit.
men
Yes.
and for women. Like if you got one, okay. But when you
You
start
got somewhere
getting
to
up
sit
into
down.
like
Yeah.
3, 4, and 5 babies,
Yeah.
go sit down. Like honestly, you should be looking for a daycare.
Literally, as soon as you
Yeah.
said that, I was like, that's Brit.
And you should if you got that many kids, then you need to make sure you date somebody with kids.
Yeah.
At that point, you
I don't care what you say.
Go ahead and have your
If
little
you
Brady
have-
bunch.
Go
If
ahead
you
and blend
have
them
children
families.
and you
Yeah.
have multiple children,
Yeah.
you should be dating someone with children. Don't come
You
mess
can
up.
only expect that,
Listen,
though.
don't come mess up me and Shani
I'm
like.
about to say,
Because me and Shani don't have any at the moment, okay? We can do what we want to do.
Yeah.
Don't be coming over here bringing your
Let's
little
go out
snot
of
nose. I love kids. I'm just playing.
I mean, but the
But
whole
I'm being for real.
But you can't
at the
have
same
two.
time. No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't come over here asking for
But
this
that
type of
lady-
woman.
Don't
What's
come
her
over
name,
with
Kendra G?
Don't come over with a
I like her.
And she, when I tell you,
But she did say something. She was like, a lot women do have a lot of these superficial standards.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And they the ones to me who be listen. They're women who be in competition with having babies.
Yeah, no, I ain't.
My friend got 13 kids.
For what?
Exactly.
We ain't got no farmland.
Because somebody else had 12.
Yeah, no.
No, but I'm telling you,
I-
and 8 of them, she had 8 different children fathers.
Yeah, that's
and
too
I
much.
told her, how dare you think you're gonna get married?
That's
You know what I mean?
crazy
I
work.
said-
She
I said-
probably still could, but somebody just
no.
Here's
somebody
my
have
thing.
to really understand her.
I really understand.
Here's
How
my
about be
thing.
really
Do
rich?
not ask for something that you do not have yourself.
There you go.
There you
And
go.
that's how I feel.
Top of the top, caller, you on the air.
Hey, man.
What up?
You don't even say hi no more. You just
All
say
due
amen.
respect to everybody, Mr. Miles' name, but you know, Brittany Chanel definitely one of them, though.
Oh, I thank you. I appreciate
She's
that.
enough. She's enough.
That's so cute.
Thank you. I
We ain't gonna
appreciate
do
that.
we ain't gonna do all the light skin and the this and that and that. She enough.
You know
I
when people
appreciate
take notes
that.
during the lecture.
Yeah.
That was it. That was it. That was it.
That's all.
You're enough, okay?
Thank you. I am enough.
That's so cutie.
Yeah, she's enough to fill in entire side of a bag. Listen,
Hey,
we gonna,
hey, I get it right. No, but I do believe that that goes for men and that goes for women.
Yeah.
If you are not something yourself, I do not think that you should ask for that. And the
I
next
agree.
person, if you ain't going to the gym, don't be looking for a
There you
gym
go.
body.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Don't do
Okay.
that.
That's
If
what
you're
I'm
not
saying.
doing certain things, don't look for that.
Yeah.
And I think that that's fair.
Yeah, I
Kevin
believe
Samuel
it.
said that. He said, so how tall are you, ma'am? She said 5'5". How much you weigh? She said 210. He said, not. You're not.
You're not gonna get nobody that's over 6 feet tall with a six pack if you got a six pack
I
of
know
rolls.
skinny dudes be liking a little bit.
I ain't say skinny.
What I liked
Yeah.
about
I
him
say
is,
skinny.
I mean, he was telling the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His delivery wasn't always the best.
No, it wasn't.
But at the same time, some women were in Delulu land.
Yeah, and they need to get up out of there.
They need
They need to get out of there. And again, if you have not worked on yourself, and if you have not done these type of things, I don't think you should expect that. And you want to know why? Because you should not reap where you did not sow.
True.
No.
And that's what I believe.
Shout out to Jada. Jada said you must be beautiful inside and out, right?
Yes, definitely.
Jada, but we can tell you beautiful inside and out because you got pretty teeth. Women who be fine on the outside, they don't have pretty teeth all the time. They bad on the inside. They terrible on the inside. When they terrible on the inside, they teeth ain't that pretty.
You right. Jada, you on to something.
Jada said, "I'm not marrying somebody with 12 kids." Thank you, Jada.
Yeah.
Leave all your baby mamas and kids over there.
Well, Jada, the way you going, I don't think you'll marry anybody with no kids, baby. That's how it is.
She already married.
I know that's what was my point.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
my
Well,
point. You just-
I think
Well,
she
your
was
joke
just.
didn't go over well.
She was.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's
Right.
okay. It's cool. It's cool. Again,
Well, no, I
Do
said
not
she has
expect-
12. She has 13 with 8 children fathers. So it's like,
see, that's too many.
but
I feel like a lot of women
Did they
be
die?
trying to.
Huh?
If they died, that's different. If they
No.
still alive, no.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of
Right.
women be trying to
Two
pull
of
the.
them died. 2 of them have passed away. One
Yeah.
recently,
But you still got what? You said how many? 8? You still got 6 left.
But the whole thing they did. And then if a guy get with you dealing with them. There's 20 personalities.
I'm gonna be honest. For me, that's a big deal for me, right? Like that with men when I have to think about kids,
Yeah.
and sometimes like how men are be like, I do not want him teaching my kids that. I don't want
Yeah.
my kids to learn that from. Like that's
Yeah.
how I think.
You
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah, I think like that's like he not gonna be nice to my kids. I don't think he gonna be good with my kids. Like that's how
That-
I
see,
feel
you
have
as
to
a
think
woman.
about that stuff
And
now.
that's
That's
how
a
my,
big deal
that's
for
how my
me.
wife and I made the decision to deal with each
Yeah.
other because we
Yeah.
knew, okay, this person is going to treat my kids
Yeah.
right.
Right.
And I knew vice versa. So
Yeah.
I that comfortability was there.
With my
It makes
ex,
a difference.
I had a conversation with him, and how he responded, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not having no kids. I don't want my children, to be raised with
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Like, no, baby."
And who don't want their kids to go with their dad? You know.
I was
Yeah.
like, "No, I'm not gonna be. I don't even feel comfortable with them being in the car with you.
Yeah.
You might be cuckoo." So
Yeah.
that's how I look at it, and I think if women kind of look at it from that, you might be a little bit more selective of who you lay down with.
Yo, y'all ever seen
That's true.
y'all ever seen women be in competition about kids? Like as far as having them and their accomplishments?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God.
Yo,
I feel like people use their
Yes.
kids as that status point. Like, okay, if my kids,
You want to know why? I'm about to tell you why. Because your kids are a reflection of you.
There you go. Yep,
so that's why.
real.
That's people.
And some people be living through their kids too.
Oh, I'm gonna be that mom at the basketball game.
Top of the top, caller, you on the air.
Hey y'all, good morning. It's Jada Jones.
Hey, Jada.
First of all, Miles, don't be glazing into my wife's eyes because I heard you talking about
And you already know. I tell her. There's some beautiful eyes, bro. Flat out. So, and the hell with you, Jada, right now. Go ahead, talk.
And second, the topic of the day, it just depends on the business because nowadays the business itself is making workers be in competition, right? So they can make more money. So it's like, hey, whoever do the most this, whoever do the most that, whoever raised the most this, which cause competition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see.
Then they make more money and they give them a challenge. They give them a challenge so they can make more money and then make their business make more money.
Yeah.
So I think the competition sometimes can be unintentional.
Ooh,
That's a good point.
I never thought about that.
That's true. I can see that.
Well, in the beginning, we talked about this like a few months ago. I think it's unfair, like when you give a child a gold star in school.
Oh, yeah.
You said that. You said each star should be different.
Each star should be different.
To let them know it's levels.
Different levels, and also maybe you might not be good at math. And if you're good, you just say, hey, you did very good on your test. You know what I mean? But if you was a good person or something like that, maybe you get a gold star. Then they say, okay, I want to be a good person tomorrow. Well, you know what you got to do.
Right.
So,
dang, I feel bad now.
I took pride in them stars. Yeah,
I feel bad now.
Yeah, so thank you, Jada, for calling.
Thanks,
man.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Y'all have a good day. I'll talk to y'all later.
You
Thank you,
I
too.
might have created some competition that I shouldn't have created.
I see what you, but you don't look at it like that though.
They was working yesterday. These are the little ones, and they was, I want a job. Okay, cool, go shred some paper, right?
Yeah.
So one was doing a good job. The other one, I quit. I don't want to do this no more. I don't feel like. I said, well, then that's fine. You can. You just not gonna get paid that much.
Yeah.
And I said, this is the real world. Then it was, I don't like her. I don't want to share. It's like, well, sometimes you have to work with people you don't like. Like these are less than picture, right?
That is true.
So one got more money than the other one because the other one only worked for so long.
Yeah.
But she didn't. She was like, I don't care. But I was like, dang, now I'm thinking, did I create something?
Yeah. You know what?
I didn't mean to do
That happened when I was rapping. That happened to me when I was rapping. I was showing up to every show. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I gave stellar performances, but at some point,
I'm the arrogant one.
No, I'm not arrogant. I'm just telling the truth. But no, when I did that, the person that I was working with at the time, they paid me, and they was like, well, why he get such and such? It's like, well, he showed up.
Yeah.
And he was on time.
Yeah.
I've always been punctual.
Yeah.
So he showed up, he did his part. That's why he got paid more than everybody else.
Yeah.
Y'all want to get paid the same? Do what he do.
Yeah.
And that created some hatred.
But for me, now that I think about it, if you do call off work, you're not getting paid for those hours.
Exactly.
So maybe I didn't.
Yeah, no, because like you said, it's just the real world. It's letting them understand at their capacity what the real world is like.
Yeah.
Just like how some parents, they give the fake allowance even if they use the monopoly money or whatever. It's like, hey, it takes $1 or $5 to be able to do this. I saw it on TikTok. I personally don't, but I saw it on TikTok where it was like the monopoly money pretty much resembles like you can buy stuff with this.
Yeah.
And it gives them a sense of responsibility, getting change back, knowing like, hey, I got a budget, I got to pay this. They have like, okay, give me $1 or $5 for rent. You know what I'm saying? But it's the fake money just to get in the habit
to teach kids that way.
Yeah, responsibility. I thought that was
definitely
good.
Teach kids responsibility.
Yeah, you should definitely. I think you should teach them that.
I know somebody who used to teach their children. It was called household earnings with monopoly money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they pay them if they want to stay up late on Fridays or after they get home, they can get the extra cookie with their money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was
Dang, y'all had to use monopoly money because I was using real money.
Yeah, okay, no. I have to go a little.
They got real money from me yesterday.
The theory and the concept.
You like, hold on.
The theory and the concept they came up with, it teach them how they want to earn what they want.
Yeah.
And you will learn
That's
more
true.
about your child by doing so. And
That's what I was looking at too.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I told Pooter when Pooter did one thumbnail for the YouTube channel.
She did?
She like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Pooter, it took you 3 minutes.
Yeah. That's what the little one did. She did a few she said, this is boring. Like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And she wanted to play with the bubbles. So it's like, okay, well, that's not going to be your job.
Exactly.
Like, you might be in creativity.
Honestly, you could have made her a job. When people walk into the office, bubbles actually make people happier.
Well, this was towards the end. So, but now I'll think of,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But I'm going to use that Monopoly money. Thank y'all for that.
And you have to use your creativity too when you see a child interested in something.
Yeah.
Put it to work. And then after they do it so much, they're like, this shit right here is boring.
Yeah.
You know, like somebody told me,
Miles,
I don't want to do this because it's becoming a job.
Right.
So I understood that, and I
sense.
respect that,
Yeah.
right? But when you have a child and their interest is bubbles, you be like, maybe we got something.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, they doing bubble models and shit on.
Let me tell you something. I'm making millionaires around here.
Yeah.
Somebody got to make it.
Yeah, exactly.
One of y'all I'm banking on.
Yeah.
Somebody around here making it.
Yeah. Somebody about to be the winner.
Yeah.
That's how you got to do it. That's what's up.
Yep. So we about to get out of here.
Yeah.
It's that time. Been that time actually, but we did our damn thing. We went.
Yeah, today was a great show.
Yeah.
Great show.
Yeah.
2 hours, 2 hours, 10 minutes.
It's probably the longest.
Okay.
15.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
we about to get no. We one day we went for 2 hours 30-something minutes.
Okay, stay on. I'm just No, thank you
That was a good
everybody
topic.
for
Yeah, we definitely
thank
appreciate
you,
everybody that tapped in.
Everybody that called in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also
Keep
we got-
liking and sharing, y'all.
Yes, man.
please.
It don't cost nothing to share that. Hit that share button, please. And subscribe.
We will have some announcements coming up the next week and a half, right, Ty?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. So when I tell y'all, I think y'all gonna like the Oscars this year.
I think it's gonna be really nice.
It's gonna be great.
It's gotten better every year.
Yeah.
It's only been 2 years, but
But yeah.
But honestly, we started
getting
off.
better.
We started off very, 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 very great. You know what I mean?
you talking about the first year?
The first
yeah,
year,
the first year
we
was
started
good.
off to where at first it was shaky, but God showed His presence.
It was good. The first year was good.
First year
Second year was
was-
better.
Yeah.
This year gonna be.
Second year was better for sure.
It definitely was
Yeah.
better. The second year is about to be. Listen, we about to make history.
Peak 3.
Yes.
About to make history.
Yeah,
All right, y'all.
we out of here, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Rise and grind. Wanna show at 9:15 a.m. Monday through Friday. Great conversation, guest appearances. 'Cause